That's right. We're here. Me, Spread, Keg Live, NBA action all night long. Friday night. Kick off the weekend right. What's going on, Spread?
Not much. I told you before we went on, this isn't the best NBA card, especially for pregame betting, but hopefully we can find some spots. But we're not going to force anything. If not, we can just hang out and talk some sports because we got an exciting weekend. And, of course, we'll be firing like mad once next week starts. So we got 3 more days of the NBA regular season, and it really heats up. And not to mention, you got a pretty good UFC card tomorrow night.
Yeah, it should be a really fun weekend. Definitely UFC tomorrow night, pay-per-view. Always love that. Sunday we got a big race at Dover International Speedway to pick up the NASCAR units. Obviously, baseball and NBA all weekend long. Should be fun.
Yeah, I'm actually a little late to the game today, so I'm putting in the baseball bets from the sheet right now.
Yeah, East Woodmore says, I'm still here from Thursday, Jay. So yeah, about that. I made the decision to move it to Friday because last night I had to hop on Sports Grid for an hour, but I forgot to change the time on the YouTube page. So my bad. All right. Listen, Spread, we're all human, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it happens.
People make mistakes.
Yeah.
Fathead, what's up, buddy? All right, so Spread. I'm not an NBA savant like yourself, but I did watch your show earlier today with Tyler, who hopefully will join us at some point tonight. AP was on the show,
yep.
And from what I watched, like you guys really didn't like the card from a betting perspective at all.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone who missed the show this morning, a quick review. This is a very tough card because there's no games in which both teams would like to win. Every single game is a playoff team versus a lottery team. So, the injury report's wild. Of course, I'm getting the news here, and that's going to help us to get these live bets. But, we said it on the show today. The only way to approach this game, you either take tonight off or you bet it live. It was really hard, I felt, to get an edge pregame. You can't model these games because there's so many of these players. They're not the same teams that we have the information on all year. And, the motivation can go differently from player to player. Who's fighting for spots, who already has their contract. Really tough to navigate. So we're only going to approach tonight's NBA card live. And then we got a couple games that are worth something tomorrow. So we did a quick preview of those on the rundown as well. And then, of course, Sunday, the big game will be the Grizzlies versus the Warriors. And that will be for the 8th seed in the West, or the 8th in the play-in, which could potentially play the Lakers. So I will be rooting for the Warriors because I would like Tuesday night for it to be the Lakers versus the Warriors, one game, winner take all. That would be awesome.
Lakers, Warriors, one game, winner take all. So The NBA playoffs start when?
So the play-in starts next Tuesday on, I think Tuesday. I can't remember. I heard it on the podcast too. Which one starts first? I think the East Conference starts first. So you'll get, and that isn't decided yet. But let's say we just use the standings from where they are today. You would get Boston playing Charlotte on Tuesday night, and then Indiana playing Washington on Tuesday night. The winner of Boston-Charlotte would have a spot in the playoffs. The loser would play the winner of the Indiana-Washington game. And then that would be played Thursday. Wednesday night, they'll do the same thing on the Western Conference side. So my guess is right now you'll see, this would be so awesome, Lakers versus Golden State on the first game, and the second game would be Memphis versus San Antonio on Wednesday. The 2 games I talk about Thursday. There'd be the one game between the loser of 7-8 and the winner of 9-10. Same thing on Friday. Then the first round kicks off on Saturday, and there should be 4 series that kick off on Saturday and 4 series that kick off on Sunday.
So that tells me a couple things. One, you're not going to have to cap motivation anymore.
And injuries either. There won't be the wild injuries.
Right. And 2, we're going to have some fun NBA playoff live shows. So,
yeah, I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be dialed in, and we're gonna find the winners together. So it should be a great time.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. Ronnie Lofton says, I'm on the Wiz -2 in the second quarter. What do you think
All
about
right.
that?
I don't mind it at all. We talked about teams, right? Motivation, no motivation. Although I'd mentioned Cleveland is a team we could target because while they are a lottery team, they are locked into their lottery position. So, they can win this game and it doesn't hurt them. Whereas, for example, the Kings and the Pelicans, they have the same exact record. So if one of them to lose, they would get slightly better draft order. The Cavaliers and the Rockets are locked into their positions right now. The rest of the lottery is in flux. So, hey, these Wizards, if they win tonight, they officially clinch the play-on spot, and they would eliminate the Bulls. So, it means something to them. And obviously, the Cavaliers are just out here playing for pride and next season. So, we'll root you in, Ron Lofton.
All right. So let's try to run down the card at least to,
Okay.
at least like give me a couple thoughts on each game. 8 o'clock start. Well, actually 8:10. 76ers -15 against the Orlando Magic. Sixers home total 214. Now I heard, I think AP say that, if you're going to back a favorite, maybe this is the spot. If the 76ers crush tonight, they lock up the first seed, right? Is that correct?
Right. That's exactly right. Yeah, tonight they're playing for the first seed. Orlando's been running out a real G League-esque lineup since trading Vukovic, Fournier, and Gordon all at the trade deadline. So they're just trying to get their young guys some run, and it could be a smash spot for Philly. The problem with betting Philly, and the reason why we didn't give this out pregame, Philly plays with their food. They have a tendency to play down to their competition. Almost like the Pittsburgh Steelers, like Twatty and Tyler, we used to complain about the Steelers. 76ers kind of have the same way. So that's why I wasn't interested in getting involved. At the same time, it's hard to back this Magic team that's obviously only worried about development and not necessarily winning the games.
All right. So you would be what, lean Sixers with that big number?
Yeah, I would lean the Sixers, but I think this is just gonna be a great game for a live spot here. If the Sixers get out strong, we might get the Magic at like plus 22. Might consider that, or if the Magic start strong, we can get the Sixers at a discount here. But I think this
Any
pregame
thoughts
number.
On the total?
So it's 213. So earlier in the season, the trend was all that these low totals were always going under. But I think now because they're not sure of these lineups, they're having problems really setting these numbers accurately. And my idea there is that just Orlando, since the trade deadline, we only have 10 or 15 games with this new lineup. It's hard to really compare that to using a Philadelphia number, which I have 50 good games to use. So that's my concern there on trying to use the trends on the totals. But most likely, I would play an under here. I just think the Magic could really have problems scoring the basketball. They traded away their three best scorers, their three best shot creators. And it could be a struggle for them tonight, especially with a motivated Philly team.
All right, Detroit Pistons at home against Denver. Detroit plus 8.5 total 217. On the show, it appeared you guys were saying that Jokic was going to be probable.
Yeah.
If that's the case, what do you think about this game? And has Jokic, like preseason 25-1, basically locked up the MVP?
Yeah, Jokic is the MVP. He could sit the next two games and he will win the award. So that 25-1 is great. Big T gave it out. Yeah. To be fair, it's his favorite team and his favorite player. Maybe a little bit of a homer call, but give him credit for hitting the 25-1.
You know what?
He came on our podcast though and gave it out, so that was awesome.
You know what though? Big T didn't put it on the sheet. One Travis Big Balls Mangone did. Yeah. So shout out to our guy Travis Mangone. All right, guys.
Yep, so
what do you think about
yeah, no. So things have changed. So when we were talking about this one this morning, we kind of thought that they might sit Jokic and they might sit Porter. but they did not. They're both starting. But Campazzo's out, Barton's out, and Millsap's out. So there's a guy named Marcus Howard starting at point guard. I'll be honest, I haven't watched him play that much. The college guys could probably catch me up on him. I haven't seen him with some NBA minutes, and maybe we'll get some Monte Morris in here. This number of 8.5 seems about right. I don't think I could back Detroit here. It just seems like anyone that performs for them goes out of the lineup. Although Hamidou Diallo's back in, but it was just funny. He had like a 35-point game about a week ago. He's benched instantly. Like Isaiah Stewart has been one of the bright spots on them. If you watch the DFS show, they've been riding him as a value play, and he's been putting up big numbers. He's out now. They got Jahlil Okafor starting, who really is not an NBA player at this point. I like Denver here, but same deal. It's just like I'm not going to lay 8.5. I think we get a much better number in game.
All right, fair enough. Hang on one second. All right, we're back. Oklahoma City at home plus 15.5 against the Utah Jazz. Total 221.5. What say you?
Yeah, if I were to lay it, this would probably be the game that I'd be the closest to laying it on. And that's just because the Thunder they've taken tanking to the fullest. They just sat out players that were playing well for them, like Al Horford. SGA, although I think he really does have like legitimate plantar fasciitis, I think that if they were in the playoff hunt, he'd be able to play. And my guy, Lou Dort, who seems to mean everything to this team, is out here. Mike Conley makes his return. He should be pretty interested in getting back in the swing of things. He's been out for 2 to 3 weeks here, and going against Theo Maledon and Ty Jerome shouldn't be a tough matchup for him. But again, this 15 is really tough. They can get up by 25, pull all the starters, and then we're sitting there holding a plus 15 with a bunch of guys that I've barely watched or barely capped to go on the game. So there's another one like, hey, maybe the Thunder get off to a fast start and we can get like a -7 or something. I'd be much more comfortable with that.
Houston Rockets at home +8 against the Clippers. Total 225. I heard you saying something about Houston before we went live.
Yeah.
What do you think about this game?
Yeah, so this was the one we identified on the show this morning as one of our favorite dogs to back. In fact, AP gave it out at +10 this morning, and it's down to +8.
Wow, that's a big line
this morning. Well, we knew it was going to happen, but I guess they had kept it up there. Leonard and George both rolled out. They were questionable when we gave it out as +10 this morning.
Oh, okay.
So Ibaka's going to come back for the first game in forever. We'll see how he plays. Marcus Morris should be played, and they're not even going to start Reggie Jackson. So, it's just a tough game to cap because it's just a bunch of players I haven't watched all year, and I don't do college either. So a lot of these younger guys I just don't know.
So without Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, how equal are these rosters, even if they sit?
I would say the Clippers still have a significantly better roster. Mainly in the fact that they're actually a team and not just like an accumulation of young talent that doesn't really know how to play with each other. Even with those two out, these guys know their role. Like Luke Kennard's going to get more shots. I think Rondo's playing, which is funny that he's playing and the rest of the guys are out. You still got Zubac in the middle. You'll have some DeMarcus Cousins, who's a veteran. They knows how to get it done on the offensive end. So I would say the Clippers still have an advantage, but it's just tough for me to get involved in a game where I just don't know a lot of the players. Like I haven't watched a lot of these guys play more than 10 or 15 minutes. And a lot of time when they're in, it's just garbage time, and it's really hard to evaluate their strengths and weaknesses.
All right, that's fair. Mavericks at home, -14.5 against the Raptors. Total 220. What do you think?
Yeah, so the Raptors burned me last night. That was the article play from yesterday. And that one really, some beats stick with you, and the reason that one stuck with me is because Gary Trent got pulled after I had given out the play, after I had submitted the article, and I thought that he would be their main scorer. It's pretty obvious that this team is not concerned with winning at all. Looks like he's in the lineup tonight, though. Thanks, Nick Nurse. So it's really hard to test this Toronto team. At the same time, like they had an awesome game from Stanley Johnson last night. I mean, they only lost by 12, but I'd say Dallas, of course, is a step or two above the Bulls. 14 and a half, tough number to lay, but like I said, it's really hard to get behind these dogs these last 3 days.
Memphis at home against Sacramento. Memphis 4-point favorite, total 225.5. What do you think?
Yeah, this one is tough too. So I didn't give it out yesterday. It was kind of like a late play that me and my buddy that I work out with, but he's a Kings fan, and he's like, "Let's jump on them tonight." I said, "Yeah, I think they keep it close," and they did. They barely covered, but of course they lost, which eliminated them from the playoff race. Now they had to come back and play the same team tonight after being eliminated. That could be a tough situation, just motivation wise. Rashawn Holmes, who's a big part of this team, is out. Marvin Bagley's doubtful. But then, because Memphis, this game doesn't matter to them at all, right? Even if they lose, if they beat the Warriors on Sunday, they're the 8th seed, so this game doesn't matter at all. So they sat Valanciunas, Morant, and Clark. They sat Kyle Anderson, Grayson Allen, Jaren Jackson Jr. as well. So their starting 5 is Killian Tilly, who I haven't watched play. I think our guy East Woodmore in the chat watches college, though. So I need a Killian Tilly.
From Gonzaga?
Yeah, is that who he is?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember watching him. Desmond Bane, of course, was a first-round draft pick that I'm well aware of that I think is a nice 3-and-D player, but nothing special. Xavier Tillman, a solid rotational forward, probably not even a starter on a playoff-level team. Justice Winslow, everybody knows him from the time at Duke. Often hurt, but obviously he's the most talented player in this group. And then Tyus Jones will be their starting 5. But it's so tough for me to get involved. I actually do know the Kings, all the backups, just because they're the local team. But I didn't know Memphis well enough to really get involved. And then I also didn't want to take the Kings just the day after they got eliminated. It just seems like this could be ripe for a real letdown and maybe a real stinker.
Does it feel like an underspot at 225.5?
No, because the Kings don't play defense, and if their starters aren't that good on defense, I can't imagine the reserves being that much better.
Right.
And I'm thinking that with these Memphis guys, that's the same run. I mean, everyone in the NBA usually can score. I'm thinking that the reason that they're not major rotation players is their inability to defend. So I would actually probably lean over there just on the weakness of the Kings defense overall. Maybe a Memphis team total over would be safer, just because I do worry that the Kings, I've kind of checked out after that heartbreaking loss last night.
All right, nightcap, Golden State Warriors at home, minus a half point against the Pelicans, total 221. What do you think?
Yeah, so like I said, this is another one where, because Sunday's game is so important and this one's meaningless, they've decided to sit their best players. So no Draymond Green, no Andrew Wiggins, no Steph Curry. So we get an offense from Golden State led by, Andrew Wiggins is out. So it will be, and Kelly Oubre is still out. So Eric Pascal is going to be the top scorer. Jordan Bell, Jordan Poole, Juan Toscano Anderson, and Kevon Looney are the starting 5. Obviously, I know these players, as a local team, and I'm well aware of the rotations in their bench. But to try and cap them in this game, and then the other thing that's gone is they still didn't give me a Brandon Ingram status yet, or a Steven Adams status. AP was pretty sure that Steven Adams won't play. Brandon Ingram threw me off because I had read a report that he was out for the year, and so when he popped back up questionable today, I was kind of surprised that they would go for that, especially because, like I said, I mean, technically they can get that better lottery spot by losing tonight. I guess unless they have the tiebreaker with the Kings, I did not look that up. If Ingram plays, I would play the Pelicans here, but I don't have that news yet. And if he's both out, like I said, it's just it's really tough to cap the backups playing against the backups.
All right. Well, before we move on, can we just give a shout out to the young team in New York, in the New York Knicks, and their coaching staff, who has a shot at actually grabbing the 4 seed if they continue to win? I mean, how about that spread?
Yeah, and so it's funny. We at the end of the year we go through and we kind of handicap ourselves, and that was something I was wrong on. Right? Remember I told you I don't think Thibodeau's gonna be a good fit for developing those young guys. I
Yeah.
was wrong. He's got them all playing on the same page. They've all bought in defensively. They bought into their role, and he actually has Julius Randle running kind of a modern style offense. He said, "We'll get the ball out of the point guard. We'll run a point forward. Our biggest mismatch on the floor. Run everything through that, kind of like Denver does." And it's turned out fantastic. So, some issues that they could have in the playoffs with the potential matchups. The Hawks can score, even against the best defense. I worry about their ability to keep pace there. But they got as good a chance as anyone, and I'd probably favor the Knicks against the Hawks with the idea that I think that Trae Young can be stopped when he's specifically schemed for, and I would trust Thibodeau to do that.
Their
Right
first
now,
round isn't a lock though, right? It could be multiple
this is
teams.
all up in the air. This is So 4, 5, and 6 are all up in the air between Atlanta, Miami, and New York. Like if the season ended today, New York would be 6 and they would play Milwaukee in the first round, which would be terrible. So they really want to sneak into that 5. They play the Hornets tomorrow night. That'll be a huge game for them. But it's a game I think they can win, and then they finish their season. I think they're at home on Sunday. I know they play the Celtics. So 2 winnable games here, right? Well, Miami goes to Milwaukee tomorrow night. And we went over that game a little bit. Obviously, the lines aren't out. My model put it at 4.5. I think that line's going to come pretty close to it because it's full strength. I mean, obviously, we don't have an injury report for tomorrow yet. But I do have a little bit of a report. But looks like both teams are full strength. I mean, I got Kendrick Nunn and Axel Toupane is the only people on that report. Where I was wrong, though, is in the line. Looks like it came out at 1.5. I think I favor Milwaukee in this matchup here tomorrow night. And, of course, if they win, that gives New York a chance to get number 5.
Did you think that Julius Randle was as good as he is going into this year?
No, but I also think that he made a big improvement over the summer or, over the off season. And that I think that, I mean, nobody really knew. He put in the work. I think some of these other guys took time off. He put the work in, and, he's one of the last remaining guys in the league that actually was a Kobe Bryant teammate, and he credits a lot of that to what he saw Kobe do in the offseason, right? And normally I would say it's lip service, but the amount of improvement he's made, he really did put in that work. So I was really impressed. And I still think that he gets undervalued. When people were saying that he shouldn't be an all-star or that he's not top 24 in the league, I said, you got to be crazy.
I still think about those young kids that got traded from the Lakers. And right now, wouldn't you rather have Julius Randle than any of them, including Brandon Ingram?
Yes, but Julius Randle left as a free agent.
Oh, okay.
If I remember right. I think he left the year before all that happened. And then the first year I think that he was on the Pelicans that year, and the first year LeBron had Ingram and Lonzo, and that's when he shut it down early. And then the trade happened that offseason. And Randall was actually already a member of the Pelicans, and was he a free agent again? I'll have to look that up. Now you got me curious.
Yeah. You would know better than me. I thought they all got traded as young kids.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how did he end up on the Pelicans? Because he signed with the Knicks as a free agent. So okay, so he was traded to the Pelicans. But if I remember right, that was to create room for to sign LeBron. Yeah. Because he got traded, and then they signed LeBron the next offseason. And then he left for New York as a free agent.
The one game we didn't talk about was the game that had already started. Right now, Washington at home, down 4 with 3 minutes left in the second quarter to the Cavs. What were your
Yeah.
pregame thoughts on this game?
So I liked Wizards. I thought this was a good number, but Tyler and AP made some great points there for the Cavaliers, and one of them that I really appreciate is the fact that they are locked into the playoff position. So the coach, the organization, nobody has a reason to lose this game. Um, and I'm saying that as I'm seeing Anderson Varejao minutes going on out here. Um, but I thought they made some good points for the Cavaliers to keep it close. I do like the Wizards to come out on top, though. So I'm monitoring. I see a line of -6 right now, but if this drops down anymore, that would be a team I would jump on if we can ever get even money on the money line here.
Well, I like that. So we'll be looking out for that.
Yeah. I like the over in this one too, and it looks like it is trending right on the closing number. I think I gave it out at 228. It's 226 right now.
So a bunch of baseball games are underway, but neither of the baseball guys are on our show right now. But I'm watching the Mets game. So if I see anything,
how are they doing?
Right now, it's scoreless against the Tampa Bay Rays. Mets on the road. Top of the fourth.
There you go.
Triple Beam said Raptors plus 14.5. Dexter said all over the 76ers first half. What do you think about that?
I think if you bet these big favorites, I would like the first half. I would have a less of a chance of getting burned as far as the end of the game if they pull all the starters, like the Sixers go up by 25. Or who are the Raptors playing? The Raptors are playing the Mavericks. If they go up and they decide to sit Luka and rest him, and then the backups make a run against the backups, you won't have to worry about getting beat there. So I like that as well. Triple Beam likes the Raptors 14.5. You know what? I might have liked it if they didn't burn me last night, Triple Beam. I'm still bitter about that.
What do you think about the 76ers first half against Orlando?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only way. If you were to bet that game pregame, that's the only way I think I would do it. I'm seeing it was -8 when we talked about it this morning. Oh, they moved it all the way to -9. I don't like it at -9. That's a lot for a first half.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot. So, Tyler threw a play on the spreadsheet for subs in the Dallas Mavericks game. Do you like that?
Yeah. So we'll see how that one turns out.
My allergies are just kicking my ass, bro.
Oh, man, that's no good. I've actually been pretty good on staying away from this year, so I'm pretty lucky, but we'll see when everything keeps going. Did you see the NFL schedule drop?
I took a very, very quick glance at it. Did you actually take a deep look?
I just pretty much only looked at the Raiders game because I got a buddy that he's an Eagles fan, and we might plan a bachelor party around that game down in Vegas. So I just saw what that was, and then I saw all the like Warren Sharp put out who has the hardest schedule and who has the easiest schedule in terms of rest and stuff. And I had to pull up the tweet. I know the Bears the Bears fans weren't too happy about the schedule.
Yeah, I basically did the same thing. And I looked at the teams that I was interested in their win totals. I looked at the Jets season schedule. And aside from that, haven't really dug deep yet. But the Jets have obviously the AFC East, and then they play the Panthers, the Broncos, the Falcons, the Bengals, the Colts, Texans, and then got the Eagles, Saints, Jaguars, Buccaneers in terms of like non-conference or out of the AFC East.
Texans have to be the team that like are the most volatile. I mean, if Deshaun Watson sits, I mean, they are going to be head and shoulders below every other team in the NFL. He's the only thing that keeps them like at 3 or 4 wins.
Did you see that the Jets got relegated to the fucking London game? Like, they're so bad, they're going to London. Like,
yeah, I'm a Raiders fan. We've been like 3 years in a row.
I know.
Jacksonville's not going?
I don't think so. How many London games are there?
I'd have to look it up. I'll bet you there's 3 or 4. Jacksonville always goes.
Oh, is there more than one?
Yeah, I remember there was like 3 last year. So two this year.
Well,
yeah. So the Dolphins and the Jaguars will be the other one. Jets, Falcons.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
Jets,
and then Dolphins,
Falcons,
Jaguars will be the other one. Yeah. I like them when they start when they don't put them at the 10 a or for you guys the 1 p.m. slot. For me, it's a 6 a.m. kickoff. So I get up and I have a football game kicking off at 6 in the morning. Yeah, Fathead, we didn't go this year. That's crazy, huh? Man, Ron, I didn't want to say anything. I was worried for you there for a second. Good play there.
I mean, it makes sense after last year for the Jets and the Falcons to be playing in London. I mean, that just makes sense. They were so bad last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think will do better this year, Jets or Falcons?
I mean, how could it not be the Falcons spread? How could it not be? Gun to your head. Are you
Zach Wilson just ends up being a stud?
Are you taking over 6.5 wins for the Jets?
No, but I think the Falcons will be pretty low too, don't you?
I bet you the Falcons are higher than 6.5.
I'll bet. What do you think they are? Like 7.5?
Yeah, that's probably because of the extra game. I would say 7.5 feels right. Yeah. Let me check.
I would think so too.
Yeah, let me check. But I would say 7.5 feels right.
Did you place any yet?
Yeah.
I've looked at the numbers, but I haven't placed any bets yet.
Yeah, I'm on the Jets.
Under, okay, that makes sense.
I'm on the Dolphins under 9 at plus 125.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't believe in Tua. I just don't. So
you know what? I was riding that Tua train for a little while, and it crashed. He didn't look. You think
they gotta go 10-7 in order to cash that ticket? I'll take my chances that they go under 9.
Yeah. I was riding them on that little streak they were on last year, but there was a lot of smoke and mirrors. There was a lot of turnovers, a lot of fumble luck, So, yeah, I could see that.
Twatty popped in a chat. I don't know what day it was. I want to say Sunday. He popped in the NASCAR chat, and I told him the plays that I was on, and he loved all of them except one, and that's that the New England. I bet the New England Patriots will not make the playoffs, assuming that Cam Newton probably starts at least half the games, if not the whole year, and he's fucking god awful. He was a running back last year. You couldn't even call him a quarterback. He was basically a running back.
Yeah,
it was terrible. So do you see them making the playoffs, Fred?
The only way I would say it is they get like 3 all-star caliber guys.
Like
I just think the defense is going to be way better. So we'll see how that works out for him.
I guess.
I would probably go against it too. It's so weird in my head. 17 games and 7 teams making the playoffs. I'm so used for 16 and 6. You know what I'm saying? That 7th allows maybe like a team to just sneak in,
The Falcons are exactly what we thought. 7.5, but the over is minus 160.
Ooh, I got minus 123 on that for bookmaker, plus 106 for the under.
That's what do you got?
Better.
Plus 106
on under 7.5 there. Yeah,
I got plus 127 on under 7.
All right, that's a lot better then.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they're going to get better? They're going 8 and 9 or better?
I don't know. No. I'm not a big Falcons guy. I've always been down on them.
I'm not a big Falcons guy either, but you know what? That Falcons defense was way worse in the first half of the year than it was in the second half of the year. You at least have to give them that, right? Would you agree on that?
Yeah, that was what was the guy, Raheem Morris, that took over? I mean, you could see.
Would you say that you wouldn't say that the offense was the problem last year, right? They scored enough points to win.
Yeah, the defense was terrible. And wasn't there a couple games where it was like historic for them to lose? Like, you know, they're giving the ball back with like 26 seconds to go, and the other team was going like 80 yards and stuff.
Yeah, so 7.5 feels right. That feels like what it should be. What do you think about Buffalo at 11? Over plus 115.
Okay, I got over 10.5 at minus 150. I was wrong about Buffalo last year. I didn't think they were that good. They were good. they were really good.
Josh Allen is a fucking stud.
Yeah, I know. That was like kind of some fun that we were having with Cheese, but I mean, I'm going to have to just Homer Simpson that one right back into the bushes.
They are real good, bro. Real good.
Yeah. What do you think of Joey Works' team here? I see Joey in the chat. Let's piss him off. Under 7 plus 104 looks good to me.
Under 7 plus 110 I have. I think that 7 feels right. 7 and 10 feels right to me because the defense was good last year. They had an underrated defense. Yeah. So 7 and 10 feels right to me. I don't think Danny Dimes is the answer, but 7 and 10 feels right.
The problem was the line. Did they address that? Did they get some new offensive linemen in there? Joey, you can answer for us. Did you guys address that offensive line, Joey?
I have no idea. Clearly, Joey sniffed glue tonight.
He says Giants will be in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro.
You like Dallas to come out of that division, or you like Washington?
I like I guess at the price, Washington at plus 260. I think that if Dak is Dak on week 1 and he's fully healthy, I think that Dallas deserves to be the favorite because every year that he's healthy, he wins 10 games. So I kind of think that Dallas should be the favorite, but Washington was in a lot of close games last year, had a great defense. Now they get Ryan Fitzpatrick, a real quarterback, at plus 260. Wouldn't that be the bet that you made in the NFC East?
Yeah, I mean, even if I was just going to choose one win total, I would like the Washington over 8 more than the Dallas over 9.5.
I agree.
Yeah.
What's the best price?
He thinks of Washington. Well, let's see. So it sucks. My prices suck on those. My Dallas is plus 100 on the over, and I want the under. So it's completely juiced to the under. It's minus 116 on under 9.5. That's not that bad. But they're making me pay juice on this over for Washington. Minus 146 on over 8.
I have 141, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's almost like they think that they're going to get hit, so they're going to put that juice because they know that will scare us off more than like making it 8.5. I'd rather play 8.5 at minus 110 than 8 at the other one.
What do you think about Cincinnati? They didn't really address the offensive line, which fucking ended ended Joe Burrow's year early. But I mean, 6.5 plus 118 if the line holds up, I think that Burrow can stay healthy. I think they could win 7 games.
Yeah.
But
that
I mean,
division's gonna be tough.
I'll tell you, bro, I want to take under 11.5 for Tampa Bay. They're going to go 12-5 this year.
Yeah,
again.
I don't even know what to make of them. Last year, I thought Brady was going to come in and make him good, but I'm like, how many years can he keep doing this?
Bro, they were the bane of my existence. If there was one team I could not get right all year, it was Tampa Bay. I couldn't get right. If I bet them to win, they would lose. If I bet them to lose, they would win. They took literally 20K away from me in the playoffs by themselves. So I mean, like, but Tom's going to come out and they're going to win 12 games again. I might bet under 11.5 at plus 105 for spite.
Yeah. What number do you have?
Under
I got plus 126.
Oh, that's way at 11.5.
Yeah.
At what book?
Bookmaker.
Yeah, I like that price. Like, so wait a minute. Tampa Bay's all of a sudden a team that's you can pencil them in for 12 wins. That's where we are now.
Yeah. I definitely thought they were going to be better. I definitely didn't think they were going to win the Super Bowl. And I mean, even going into Week 12 and Week 13, remember we were talking that Arians and Brady didn't seem like they were on the same page at all? Like, I don't even know how they pulled that thing together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, they were going at each other in the press conferences.
Yeah. Just wild. What do you think about this one? I was going to play under 10 on the 49ers. Do you think they bounce back this year?
Well, me and you both picked the Rams to win the division.
Yeah.
So I would, you know what? I don't know. I mean, like everybody shit Jimmy G. He's 22-7 as a starter in the NFL.
Yeah. He's kind of got this weird thing where all he does is win.
Yeah. And everybody just shits on him.
Yeah.
22-7 as a starter, and you drafted a quarterback with the 3rd pick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, would you assume that Jimmy G plays the whole year if Trey Lance doesn't see the field at all?
As long as they're winning, but I don't think they'll be winning. So I think you'll see some Trey Lance. When I haven't looked at their schedule, but it'll probably be off the bye or off that nice little like cush part of the schedule where they play like
Go ahead, New York Mets.
Did they go ahead and score?
Touch them all, Jonathan Villar. 2-run homer. Let's go. All right. So if Trey Lance even enters the conversation as a starter, how are they possibly going to go over 10.5? What was the number? 10.5?
Yeah. And I'm getting plus money. No, it's 10 even. I got 10 even. Under 10 plus 113 on Bookmaker right now.
I'll lean under. I'll lean under.
I like the under here too.
Bubba Wallace guy says 11-6. Settle down, Bubba Wallace guy. You root for Bubba Wallace, bro. In NASCAR. Come on, man. No, I mean he could be right. He could be right. I don't know. But I'll tell you what,
I haven't bet any of these yet. Like I'm like you. I want to wait for these 53-man rosters. I don't think that you're getting that much of an edge early unless you're like, I don't know, talking to teams or something like.
I would pick the Rams and maybe even Seattle to finish ahead of the 49ers this year.
Yeah, I like both those teams. Obviously, Seattle's concern is defense. We'll see. See how they how they shore that up because it was pretty bad last year. Bubba thinks that the 49ers can be a top 3 defense with no DeForest Buckner, no Richard Sherman, right? I mean, they lost a lot from that Super Bowl defense.
But you know what? They also had a shit ton of starters hurt last year, and there wasn't one week that you really saw that defense be what it could be last year.
Yeah, no, I mean, last year, the 49ers, that might have been the worst I've seen a team get hit with injuries in the last 10 years.
100.
I mean, it was just insane.
100%.
So that's why it's really tough to cap. I don't know if I'm just, recency bias a little too much or whatever, but that one did stand out to me. Eagles are at 7. Do you think they're going to bounce back with this new guy?
I mean, I cashed under 9.5 last year, but now 7 is low.
Yeah.
I don't know. My gut says they probably fall on 7.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That extra game in there, I don't know. I'm not sure. My favorite bet that I've made in the preseason is Andy Dalton will start week 1 at -165
over Justin Fields.
I think that is as close to a fucking lock as you can have.
And why is that?
I really believe because I just don't see how they throw there on week 1 when they have a quarterback. Forget about Foles. He'll probably see the field again unless somebody gets hurt. But you have a quarterback in Andy Dalton at the very least that the kid can learn under, that perennially won 10 games as a starter with the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how he doesn't start week 1. Maybe week 7 comes along or 6. They don't like what they see. But how does he not start on week 1 spread? Barring an injury. How does he not start on week 1?
The only way is if Fields comes into camp and he's undeniable. But to be fair, I heard Mahomes was close to undeniable, and they still started Alex Smith that year. I heard in camp they were like the first day they were just like, we got it, like this is it, this kid is legit, But they still sat Alex Smith for how many, like 15 games, and then Mahomes played week 16, right? And then they traded him in the offseason. So he'd have to be pretty impressive for sure. Interesting to see with that regime, though. I mean, they're definitely on their last legs.
I think that Andy Dalton would have to be injured to not start week 1. I really believe that. Yeah. That's my favorite bet. That's my favorite bet I've made so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the other thing is starting Dalton gives you that little boost in season if you need it. So you go 0-3. If you start 0-3 with Fields, what are you going to do? Right? You go 0-3 with Dalton. You put Fields in. Right. You go 1-3. It feels like you're 1-0. It's almost like it gets you a fresh restart on the season. So I definitely like your look there. And I personally don't. I remember I really like Fields, and then JJ was saying some stuff that really made me reconsider him being like this can't miss guy. So
Ohio State quarterbacks have such a dreadful track record.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have taken Justin Fields before fucking Zach Wilson. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I was surprised, and I thought that's who the Niners were going to grab too. But those Division II guys are always a wild card because you never see them, and then when you do, they obviously look awesome because they're playing against Division II level guys.
Yeah.
Let me see what another good one is. How do you think the Ravens will do this year? They put their number, and this is actually even money right now, 11.
That's high, but I mean, I guess that would be what 11-6. So You're asking the wrong guy because I am not a Lamar Jackson guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not a Lamar Jackson guy. I'm just not. So I don't know. I sometimes I feel like I don't have an accurate read on the Ravens because of how much I'm not a Lamar Jackson guy. Like sometimes I think it's to a detriment that I just don't see the Ravens here. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I think I'm the opposite. I'm not a big Lamar Jackson guy, but I love Harbaugh, and I love that defense and their ability to run the ball. I always think they're going to win. I'll probably
Adam,
lose more
yes,
money
you're
on them.
right. I'm not a big Lamar
yeah.
Jackson guy,
Yeah.
but we did crush the shit out of that live rushing prop all year.
Yeah.
Yes, we did, Adam Meyer. Yes, we did. But all that said, I'm not a big Lamar Jackson guy.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference between crushing the props and the stats and actually getting the wins. All right. What other good ones do we have?
Imagine Tyler having the nerve to come into the fucking chat but not be on the show with me right now. I mean, the fucking goal. The goal on this. The goal. Tyler, you got the invite, bro. Use it. Adam Meyer said, settle down, spread.
Yeah, I don't even know what I got that one for. It's saying that stats don't equal wins. I mean, that's like basic like TV media 101. Whoever wins the turnover battle wins the game. It's going to be a war in the trenches. Can a guy wake up from his nap?
Yeah,
that's funny.
you have about 17 minutes to wake up from that nap, bro. Yeah. And then I expect you on here to sweat out this night action with me and spread. We got to give the guy some bets. You know, I'm dead as a doornail when it comes to the NBA. So it's only you and spread, Tyler.
All right. He said it'll be on in 20 minutes. We got some other tip-offs, too. The Nuggets are -9 live, so not much there. Jazz are 16.5, and Magic are down to 12.5 live. So we'll keep an eye on those. What did you think of Jacksonville? They're number 6. I kind of want to go over there, but that feels like a heart bet just because I want to root for them.
I don't know. Jacksonville's defense was really good for those couple years where Blake Bortles was like so, right? But last year, Jacksonville's defense looked fucking bad, bro. Really,
they got rid of everybody that did it, right? Because that defense that was led by Ngakoue, Calais Campbell, and Jalen Ramsey, right? The only guy they got left still, right, is Miles Jack.
I think that if Jacksonville had the defense that Blake Bortles had those 2 years, I would say, they can probably win 7 games this year with Trevor Lawrence. But if that defense walks in this year like it was last year, and you got a rookie quarterback, I don't care if everybody thinks that the kid is the fucking second coming. I would still lean under.
Honestly, I'm making it more off Urban Meyer. I kind of have this feeling that he's going to come in like Harbaugh did. And I think those types wear thin after 3 or 4 years, but I think they usually come in with a bang. And I think he's just going to get the most out of that talent. So we'll see how much, if I'm overrating him, is he going to be a Pete Carroll or is he going to be a Nick Saban? So I'm leaning the Pete Carroll, Jim Harbaugh style for Meyer. So I'm a big Urban Meyer guy as far as just getting wins. Probably because he cashes tickets for you. The guy not only wins, he covers, right? So.
Fathead said Bovada finally has live props.
All
Wonder if
right.
it will be in the NFL this year. I would assume so. By the
Yeah.
way, 9 days and counting since I've been able to log into my DraftKings account.
Why? What happened?
Don't know, spread. I don't know. I don't know, bro. 10 days ago, I was able to log into my account.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I wasn't able to.
And what is support saying?
I didn't even contact them yet.
Oh, okay.
But I plan on it because I need those props for Sunday NASCAR at Dover. But I got a guy over there, so I'll call him. But all the bets I needed to make in the UFC so far this week, I was able to grab at Bet365 for the most part. So, but yeah, I'll call them because I really need that Sunday NASCAR betting for DraftKings. Passport is not wrong.
Did you see Joey Nish going after the Barstool Sportsbook?
Joey who?
This guy named Joey Nish. He's big in the. He's like a big gambling Twitter guy. He's been around, like 10 years or whatever.
No.
And I guess
what happened?
So when Barstool's limiting people, they're basically sending out an email that says, "Hey, these promos and stuff are only for recreational bettors. Your patterns are that of a experienced professional gambler." So then they're limiting him like crazy. And he just went wild on Twitter, basically saying like,
really?
I'll send you the link rather than trying to paraphrase it. But yeah, he went.
Well,
after
I
him
mean,
hard, so.
That's basically what FanDuel did to me, and Bet365 won't make me they won't allow me to make a bet over $1,000 without it getting referred to the desk for approval, right? Like perfect point. Last week, I bet Martin Truex live at even money to win the race at Bet365, right? Now, I tried to bet $3,000 and it put 1,200 through and then said 1,800 was going to be referred to the desk for approval. But the problem is every time it gets referred to the desk, it doesn't get approved. So that's a really nice way of them telling me to go fuck.
Yeah.
Basically. Now, DraftKings is the only book that never gave me a problem. They'll let me throw $10,000 on a fight. They'll let me bet $5,000 on a NASCAR race. But for some reason, I haven't been able to log into the account for 9 days. Now, I thought maybe it was just the Google browser. So I use the browser that comes with my computer, Microsoft Edge browser, and it did the exact same thing.
Wow. Yeah, you're gonna have to reach out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the thread that Joey put out, like a lot of people were talking about how even in New York and New Jersey, people are still using the locals because the locals pay and they'll pretty much take the action. Whereas, a lot of them had, the experience, they get limited on Barstool or FanDuel, and they're just like, well, I'm just going to go back to my local then. So it's going to be interesting to see how the legalization goes, because I know that kind of happened out here with the marijuana. Like, obviously people do use it, but the prices are so high that a lot of the people that I know that used to sell, they can still sell because they can just, they beat the market without the rent and the taxes and everything, So I'm wondering if even after we get legalized here, if the locals are still going to be in business. I kind of think they will.
But for the average person that watches our show and bets what we bet, nobody wants to hear me complain about only being able to get 1,200 down on something. But I mean, it matters when this is how you make a living. It matters a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's terrible. I mean, like one of the reasons they push for the legalization, right, is they were tired of the shady books and SBR, right? That's how they kind of made their name by being the voice for the people and saying the only thing that we can do to these offshore books because you can't sue them, right? I mean, what? So the only thing we can do is publicly shame them and encourage people not to use their book. That's the only thing you can do. And SBR cornered that market and it was effective. It actually got to be effective. Where even when I'm on Reddit and I read like a thread where a guy's like having problems, they say go to SBR, let them know, and they'll amplify your voice, And now we're having the same issues, and we weren't supposed to be having these issues when the legalization came.
Yeah. I just don't understand how a legal book could say no, you can't bet that amount of money. It feels like if it's legal, it shouldn't be that way, right?
Right, and the sad part is, and you know this all too well, they'll take a bet from a guy that's losing his house or his college kids, right? And they're not cutting that guy off. Right? The guy that's losing his
Yeah.
college kid's son, or the guy that's losing the mortgage behind his wife's back. They'll take his action all day. But then they
It's
can't pay you
bullshit.
out when you spend time on it and put 40 hours a week in and say, hey, this line is 120. It should be 160. Right? You guys messed up. Pay me, And it gets really
100%.
frustrating. And it'll be interesting to see how it continues to evolve in America. Now, I know that in Europe it's been legal for as long as I've been alive, and they still have those same problems. Whereas, like, they
It all
limit and
comes
kick people
down
out.
it all comes down to a sports book saying that we have the right to offer and take away the service of anybody that bets with us. But it
Yeah,
shouldn't be that way if it's legally mandated by the United
exactly.
States.
I believe the same. I mean, it goes back from the idea of being able to refuse services in your own private industry, and the idea is that if you come into my bar and you're a jerk every night, I don't have to serve you alcohol.
Yeah,
And I agree with
right.
that, but in this case, it's obviously terrible, and I think it's a black eye on the industry when you start reading that stuff because, you know, uh, for an 18-year-old to think, wait a second, what if I spend hella time and I become good and I'm able to do this like Jay does, only to get it taken away, right? I mean, it's just really disappointing.
100%. The only way to combat that is have like an account at every single legal book that the state of New Jersey allows you
Yeah,
to have.
yeah,
That's it. However many legal books there are in the state, you should make an account for every single one because you might get limited at one or two, but you should still be able to get the bet that you want down, even if you have to split it across five different books. You might not get the exact same number, but me and
yeah,
you know it's a numbers game, right? Like
yeah,
the reason why you make a big bet, it could be a 25-cent difference that stops
yeah,
you from hitting the button hard or
hmm
hitting the button light, right?
yeah,
So, all right. So we got Washington is up 7 right now. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. The line right now is 9. They're up 5 actually. The line is 9. Total 224 and a half.
hmm
Oklahoma City, that's underway. Utah up 9 right now and already an 18-point favorite.
yeah.
And the second quarter is just underway. What else we got? Nuggets are down 2
Yeah.
against Detroit. Nuggets 5.5-point favorite, total 212. And 76ers appear to be doing exactly what you, AP, and Tyler thought. They're up 10 early in the
Yeah.
second quarter.
Right. And
Still a
who?
16.5-point favorite, though.
Um. Oh man, I'm scrolling back in the chat. Who laid the -9? And then I had missed a comment earlier. We'll have to talk about it. Dexter Rojas, 76ers first half, so he's feeling good. And I missed Adam Meyer roasting me over the wins over the stats. Come on, man. Now I get the come on, man. Now it makes sense. I missed those other two. Um, Yeah, Ghost. I use Bookmaker the most just for that reason. Wizards over. Oh, you're going for your win total tonight. All right, Landa. I like it. Yeah, I think you're going to get there.
Yeah,
Wait, they're
let's
already
root
at
that in.
33. Landa, I think you already won. Oh, no, 32 and 38. My bad. Pacers are 33 and 37. Yeah, I think you're going to get there, Landa. Let's get that one home.
Anything you see live that you like at all?
I'm keeping my eye on the Nuggets as it's creeping down. It's only -6 right now. Totals
What's
down to
the
211.
entry? What's the entry point
I'd probably
you're
say like
looking for?
-2.
Okay.
Jazz are -21 right now.
What's on the menu tonight over there in Cali?
I don't even know what we're gonna do for dinner. So we got the boys' birthdays this weekend. So we will do his birthday's on Sunday, so we're gonna go up to the river for that, and then tomorrow he's got like a little league game. So we invited like her family and my family over here afterwards. So we spent the whole day like trying to get my house clean. It was amazing how dirty I can let it get by myself to host. And we had barbecued some chicken and some hot dogs during the clean. So had that a couple hours ago. I don't know what we're gonna do when we get off. I'll have to see. How she's feeling at that point of the day. But she did put in a lot of work trying to get my bachelor pad clean.
The best part about doing these shows, like where you live, is you could be on a show for like 3 hours and it's still like dinner time when you're done.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we might. I had told Tricia because she's actually been working out in the evenings because that's when it cools down around here. So I was like, hey, I might get a workout in with you a little bit later, and if so, we'll probably cook it up. But if we don't lift, I'll probably just go with what I had earlier because I'm trying to slim down for summertime here. I put on a little weight over the holidays. I'm trying to get rid of it.
Nobody wants to hear about your fucking weight gain spread.
Okay. All right, my bad. I'll simmer
most
down on
of
that
all,
one. I'll take a settle down for that one.
yeah, most of all, your chubby friend in New Jersey. Okay, so settle down. Fucking.
So yeah, I don't know what we'll have tonight. Should be a good menu for the weekend. I don't even know what I'm barbecuing for everybody tomorrow. I think it's burgers and hot dogs tomorrow.
I mean, it's tough to go wrong with burgers and dogs, bro.
Yeah, and it's easy for me on the grill too, so I'll take that.
What kind of dogs do you like? Thumans? You ever have a Thumans hot dog?
I don't think so.
I'll
Are
tell
those the
you,
best
spread.
ones? Should I text her and tell them to get them because she hasn't done the chopping for tomorrow yet?
Spread. I'm telling you right now, bro. There's
Okay.
no hot dog like a Thumans hot dog on the grill.
Okay, that's for tomorrow then. That'll be a nice little birthday present.
I can't wait to get the feedback on that dog because I have friends, right? Now, if you go to like a hot dog truck, it's always Sabret, right? Dirty water dogs. It's always a Sabret. But then like when you go to like the freezer or like, wherever the hot dogs are in the supermarket, there's Ballpark, Sabret, Boar's Head. There's like 1,000 different types of dogs, right? There's no better hot dog on earth on the grill. I will fucking die on this hill than a Thumans hot dog.
Do they have them in California? Is this a nationwide thing?
They got it. It has to be. They have to have it.
I'm Googling it right now. Thumans, huh?
Oh my God, bro. Especially on the grill. It's a whole different experience on the grill. If there was like a hot dog brand contest round like 16 hot dog brands, Thumans would be like number one, like Gonzaga.
Okay, awesome. Oh yeah, I can get him out here. Cool. That's what we're doing tomorrow.
Yep. I can't wait for that feedback.
All right, I'll let you know.
Thuman's headquarters is in Carlstadt, New Jersey. You'll love to see it. All right, Diego.
That's good knowledge.
All right,
Diego.
bro. All right. Adam said, I leave for 5 minutes and we're talking about hot dogs.
That's what happens, Adam. Dang, Ron Lofton's only had one hot dog in his life.
Joey said, my brother-in-law works for Thuman. That's a fucking game changer.
He's got a guy.
Joey's got a guy. And I'll tell you what. His brother it might as well be a crack dealer when it comes to fucking hot dogs. I'll tell you that right now. Oh my God, man. Now I almost want to cook a Thuman's hot dog on the grill. Gerardo, it's gonna change. It's gonna change your life, Gerardo. What's up, Damon? MC said I put $100 on the Blue Jays Phillies over on this channel's recommendation. It's not looking good.
It's the third inning.
Well, wait a minute. That can't be a real comment, can it? Is that can't?
I mean, I can understand in the 8th we can start calling things, right? We can't call things in the 3rd inning.
That can't be a real comment. I refuse to believe that. Bet the Eagles under 10 wins. Can't wait for the NFL. Yeah, Damon, under 10 wins.
You got 10?
I mean, they're sure as hell. They're sure as hell not. Wait a minute, 10?
I mean, he paid minus 150, but still.
Still, I mean,
yeah.
10 would mean like 9.5 at what? Like plus maybe even money. If you're getting 10 at minus 150, that's 9.5 at even money. That's a ridiculous line, Damon. He bet with a friend. Is your friend taking any more action, bro? I'll PayPal you.
GT Randy likes the under on the Eagles too.
Yeah, I agree. I think wouldn't the Eagles be the favorite to finish dead last? I think the Giants probably end up.
I think the Giants are going to be better than the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron, I think I'm on it too. If it was on the sheet, I'm on it. I literally place the baseball bets, and I don't even I never even like watch them or even look at the scores. Like I just wake up and I either have more or less money in my account. Like
Ronnie Lofton, 60 years old and wise as a motherfucker. That's why I fuck with you, Ron. Spread, I feel like we got to make a bet. I'm getting antsy.
All right. Let me go over this.
Give me something. Give me like a half minute throwaway bet.
All right, let me think. Let's see, 76 to 89. So that's what, 90 to 75, 165 for 222. We don't want that. Nuggets all the way up to 10. We don't want that. All right, let me put this Sixers game on. Let me see how bad they're getting walloped.
They're up 16 right now.
Yeah, plus 21's a lot for a team that might sit everybody in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Let's watch this game and see how it goes for a couple minutes, and I'll keep an eye. I'll give it something soon, or we'll wake Tyler up from his nap.
He said he'll be on soon. Joey's in the chat. Joe, if you have a baseball live play, let me know.
Plus 22. I wonder how high this will get. So that sucks. No DraftKings, so you haven't made any DFS lineups, or you've been doing the FanDuel lineups?
FanDuel.
Okay. I think FanDuel's harder for NBA.
Probably is.
Because you have to play like two small forwards and...
Yeah, you got that utility spot on DraftKings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But it seems like from doing the shows with the guys and talking to them, FanDuel's softer as far as their pricing.
I've taken a real back seat the last maybe 6 or 7 weeks from DFS in general. I've just been focusing on NASCAR and the UFC, and really haven't bet any kind of like NBA DFS. I haven't even attempted MLB DFS yet at all.
Yeah, I want to jump in that too. I'm trying to get Shariah all excited, but she said she doesn't want to do it till June. She says June she'll dust everything out, and there'll be enough information then. Yeah, I've been only doing it hit or miss because I've realized, especially for the NBA, if you're not at home in front of your computer with no distractions, for that hour up until lock and for about a half hour after lock, you can't really compete because too much stuff is happening late in the game, where even if it's not one of your players being scratched, it's like another player popping up as value, where you just have to be there. You have to be able to hang out with JSU and Holden. They give you the great info, but if you're not there and able to absorb it all, it's definitely a challenge for itself. But I'm loving it, and I can't wait for a full season next year, especially like on the lighter, less condensed schedule where I think the injury news will be less. Because a lot of times it seems like people are just locked in their lineup. Are you laughing at the TRR comment? Yeah,
I am, bro. I am, and I'll tell you what, man. I know I'm up a shit ton of units on the spreadsheet, but I was talking to Tyler about this last night. I was like, I am so disappointed the last 5 months with my UFC results. Like it's really bothering me, bro. 2017, 2018, 2019, such a good year. First half of 2020 was a great year. Half of a year. And I'm preparing the same exact way that I always have. But the last 5 months, the results just aren't there. And I was complaining to Tyler, and Tyler was like, "Stop being a bitch, you cunt. You're up 50 units." He was like,
gives you more tough love than me. When I complain to Tyler, he's usually a little nicer.
Yeah, he was like, "Fuck you, bro." That's what he said to me. And then awesome. He's like, I want to go hang a rope off a tall oak tree, and I'm listening to you break my balls about your fucking unit count. And I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, it's starting to get to me. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a rough 5 months. And
I know Tyler's getting frustrated when I get the David Stern praise DMs in here. Whenever he's having a bad night, we need David Stern back in this league.
I'm like, yeah, you're right, Tyler. I probably shouldn't complain. But still, man, it's frustrating. I've all week long I have dug into this UFC 262 as much as I can. As a matter of fact, I didn't even start my NASCAR prep. Like after we're done with this video, I'm going to do the UFC 262 main card show. And then when that's over at about midnight, I'm going to start my NASCAR prep for the weekend. I literally spent all week on this card. And it's going to really fucking annoy me if shit doesn't go right this week.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thing when I was going through my bad stretch in January. I was putting more hours in than I usually do. It's just like, Shari's like, you're getting obsessed. And I'm like, I have to turn this around. And it can get frustrating when you're putting in more work and the results are not coming through. This is the only job in America where you could put in 40 hours a week and not have anything to show for it at the end of the week. It's, I work at UPS. I do a 40-hour week. I get a nice paycheck at the end.
Right. Tyler said I would legit hammer fist Adam Silver until he looked like a pancake. For some reason, you're still not on the show, though. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I even threw out the hypothetical. He said, I'm going to beat Adam Silver if I ever see him. I said, what if he's sitting next to James Harden in the VIP of a strip club, and then he invites you to sit? And he said, nope, he's still going after him. So, yeah, all ratings are pretty much down, MC, for every sport except for one, the National Football League.
at least you and Tyler know, like about a week from now, every single game that you guys bet in the NBA, maximum motivation. Like you said, injuries go out the window unless you're fucking dead. Basically, you know what I mean? And like I told Tyler yesterday, the NBA is the hardest sport to handicap and pre-bet, I think, of all the major sports. Now, I know a ton about hockey, but I see a lot of people have success with hockey. Yeah. I think that the NBA is really, really tough to bet pre-game. I really do.
Yeah. Shariah likes hockey because she bet NBA for a while with me for the first year that we were dating. And then she's like, I'm not doing this no more. If I'm going to bet a winter sport, I'm going to bet hockey because whenever I lose, at least I was out there watching my guys bust their ass to try and get the win. She got frustrated with the same things. Like, she doesn't like capping motivation. So I told her tennis and NBA probably aren't the sports to cap for you. She loves hockey. She knows she'll get 100% from every player every minute they're on the ice.
And I think that baseball is almost as hard as capping NBA. Maybe not quite as hard because of the money line aspect, where it's easier to back a favorite that you think is going to win. So maybe it's not quite as hard as the NBA. But it's up there. I give anybody that handicaps MLB and the NBA a lot of credit, man.
Yeah. MLB's, I mean, definitely you get those guys trying hard every night. I don't think you have the effort either, but it's just a random game, right? Like I could crush the ball, but I hit it right at the shortstop and it's an out. And you hit a broken bat, and you get an RBI single and you guys win the game, So it is a very, very random game. MC says baseball is the most predictable.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you handicap a night where Mike Trout goes 0-5? I guess that would be my only comeback, or a pitcher like DeGrom that normally dominates everybody, but has that one game where he gets fucking shelled. And you just happen to be on them. I think baseball. I give Joey and JJ a lot of credit, man, because I'm the worst fucking baseball handicapper in the world. Like, I've said that for 4 years. I'm the worst.
And everything's changed in baseball. Twatty was kind of talking about it last year, whereas before, if you bet minus 200 favorites, you were a square, you were a loser, the books love you. Last couple of years, the favorites between minus 200 have been, they've actually been crushing it. It's been one of the best bets in baseball, so you got to adjust with everything. Tyler says NBA is the only sport where every number stat tells you one side, and then the team just goes out and plays like they don't care. Smoking, then I'll be on. Tyler, but those NBA players, they do that same thing before they get on too. So can you have a little empathy here? I mean, they're smoking, then they'll be on the court.
I'll tell you what, Spread. That is my favorite part about the Run Pure Bets service that we've started. Like, there are a lot of people that'll sell you a fucking pick in every single sport, but like me and Joey, under no circumstances will ever put a fucking NBA play on the spreadsheet. We have NBA handicappers that do that. JJ will never put a fucking UFC play on the spreadsheet one day in his fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never put a baseball play in the spreadsheet because we have people like Joey and JJ that know what the fuck they're doing. And that's my favorite part about what we do for a super cheap price.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. And we talk about it, and the price doesn't go up for season to season, right? It's not like, oh, you bought the NBA package and then baseball starts. And it's like, oh, now you got to buy the baseball package, right? The $60 gets you every play for every sport for that month.
Right.
Yeah. Go get
them. Could the Mets get a win here one time for the boys? Wow, the Mets are minus 2,500 to win this game. Like we've never seen the Mets blow a 2-run lead in the 8th inning. I mean, that seems entirely fucking possible. The Mets are the Mets because they blow 2-run leads in the 8th inning.
Mm-hmm. Here, I'll put Bovada on. You can read it easier. I got Shariah looking at the baseball board right now.
I love a guy that could accept, the things that he can't do, but his girlfriend can.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when he's in this other room gambling and I'm in another room.
Did you want to talk?
Fixing the fireplace.
Yeah, settle down. Yeah.
They all want to know.
What's up, man?
Settle down over there.
Here,
because I haven't received my second batch of cookies yet. I just want to put that out there.
Neither has he, if it makes you feel better. He hasn't gotten any cookie for a while either.
I'm just saying, like, where's my second batch of cookies? You can't hook me. You can't hook me with like 4 delicious big cookies and then not send me another batch. I mean, that's not right.
I'm a woman. It's pretty fucking standard, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. You're supposed to be my friend.
All right, man. He's crying. Ah, damn it! I don't do with men crying. I don't do. All right, hold on. Ugh. The cord's in between your dick. Give me that, please. Thank you.
I mean, can we not talk about spreads, dick?
All right.
Pull back the baseball.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
You can scroll through.
Top of the fifth inning's always good for live lines. So you got Phillies, Blue Jays. The Orioles are beating the Yankees. Huh.
Ronnie, I would love those cookies, Ronnie. Like, I'll DM you my address because clearly they're not coming from fucking California.
I mean, everything's better fresh. You could always just come and visit.
That's true.
Man,
Fair
have as
point to
many
you.
fucking cookies as you want, man. I don't make just cookies too. I can have brownies, cheesecake, angel, strawberry. I mean, you name it, I can probably bake it.
Wait, cheesecake? I'm a big cheesecake guy.
Yeah, like real cheesecake, not that fucking weird ass shit you buy from the store.
Well, I mean, there's a such thing as like New York style cheesecake.
I
You know
know.
what
I
I
was
mean?
gonna say. I mean, aren't you out? You're on the East Coast though, so.
Yeah, it's like a real thing over here, and it's fucking delicious.
I know.
So,
That's why I'm like, man, maybe you should come out to California and try some California cheesecake.
Jay recommended these for our
Thurman's signature hot dogs.
yeah.
Oh, damn it, sorry.
For the party.
yeah, you should eat them because they are by far the best grilled hot dog on earth.
All right, you go ahead and buy those.
We'll have to go to Walmart.
Wait, you can get those at Walmart?
I think so. I looked it up. That's what it was around here. It's Walmart or Costco.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Joey's.
Everybody's like,
Yeah, everybody's talking about their fucking weed cookies that they have. All right. And I'm sitting here like an asshole in Essex County with nothing. No weed cookies, no cookies, nothing.
I mean, but did they bake their own weed cookies? Just saying.
I
You
don't
come out to
know.
California, yeah. So you come out to California, I bake my own cookies. I make my own butter. I do all that. So if they buy theirs, hey, you can take a picture of you. The big, like they're like this big too. They're like the size of his head. They're big. So you can just take a big old selfie with this big, cookie, and then I'll take a few videos of you, crashing into the walls and shit. It'll be great.
Yeah, like I'm sure I got like Oreos in my kitchen, but they're not doing anything for me, man. You know what I mean?
I'm going back to Cali. I send you the menu, then PayPal me what you want.
Fair enough. I'm in.
What?
I'm in, Joe. I'm in.
Didn't hear what you
Oh, see what I mean? I just said the New York Mets are minus 2,500 in the eighth inning. They blow 2-run leads all the time. Tampa Bay solo shot. Now it's 2-1 in the bottom of the eighth. Watch Tampa win this game. Dexter said, I want bread, Keg. Yeah, we got the best bread, man. New York.
All the stoners are skinny.
Need to get back on the weed.
Yeah, well, I haven't had like weed in a long time. I guess that's probably why I'm fat. I don't know. But I don't know.
I don't know. It makes me eat like crazy. That's why I try not to partake too much.
Look at this.
I usually have
A double. Imagine we didn't take the shot of plus 900 spread.
Dang. They did a walk. I don't know how to get these baseball numbers. I'll go to this one.
I'm telling you, they're going to fuck this game up. They're the Mets, bro. No, not a leadoff double, but after the solo shot, another double with no outs. Tampa Bay down a run. You know what? What's the live line right now?
I got plus 115, but they just took it off the board.
I'm seeing plus 150.
Keep telling me to look.
Shame on me.
I control the mouse. I'm sorry. It's just a bad habit. I just click through stuff while I sit here all day.
Oh, here, look at this. Oh, you get 12 seconds.
No, you take over the mouse. You're the one giving out the live plays right now. I don't like
I'm not
when
giving out
do
anything.
that.
You want me to look, though?
Like, unless DeGrom is the pitcher, how do you not take a shot on the other team the Mets are playing up to in the eighth
Look at
inning?
my babies up by 4 in the bottom of the third. These are my babies.
What the fuck are you saying?
I said, look at my babies up by 4 in the bottom of the third. That's my baby. My Astros.
Shame on me.
Baby talk.
I should have threw at least a couple hundred on the Rays at plus 950.
Jesus, look at they're at minus 20,000.
They don't want that bad.
No,
But it's
nobody
only a
wants.
7-inning game too.
Joey said your team is filled with cheaters. What do you think about that?
Oh, I knew he was going to go at you. That's why I was going to preemptively have you go at the Yankees.
I don't feel like baiting today, man.
Okay,
I'm sorry, guys.
She's tired. She had a long
I've
day.
been
She had to clean up this filthy house.
I mean, to be fair, they are cheaters. Like, to be fair,
I hate baseball.
you know,
unless you're
like if we're
cheating.
like if Run Pure Bets is a channel where we keep it real, they're cheaters, right? They're kind of cheaters.
My babies are cheaters. They still got the ring, though. Kind of like, what was it? The Kings and the Lakers. How many fucking Lakers fans we got out here? Raise
There's
your
so many
hand.
Lakers fans.
Raise your hand if you're a Lakers fan. Oh, by the way, your team is fucking cheaters.
Hey, we got a guy from Houston in the chat.
Hey, there you go, Astros all day. He said, oh, we got beef. Everybody raise your hand. You're a fucking Lakers fan.
Tyler is still in the chat and not on this show spread. Can you imagine?
Exactly, MC. Every team steals signs. Exactly. You know what? Every team has some fucking form of cheating in one way, shape, or form. Astros just got caught, and the only reason they got caught is because he fucking got snitched on by a little bitch, pardon my language, and then they got made an example of. That's just the way it is. It's like, okay, do research on any fucking MLB team and tell me that there isn't some scandal with them cheating. Whatever.
So what you're saying is, as long as you can cheat and not get caught, it's all good.
Exactly. It's kind of like crime.
Wait.
All right, fair. Listen, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to argue.
See, all teams cheat. Astros just got caught. See?
All right. Okay, Ronnie Lofton.
Oh, that's two, actually. I got a couple people and they were like, yep. Don't worry about it. I actually went to one of the opening days with the A's and the Astros, and that was probably one of the best times I've ever had in my life. I took my son with me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was great. Bunch of pissed off A's fans.
I wish the Mets would learn how to cheat. If they do, they're not good at it.
No, they're not. I mean, what we got? We got buzzers, trash cans, Apple watches, stuff on the hands, winking. Like, fuck it, you guys. I swear to God, part of baseball is just figuring out which team could cheat better. Tiara said, could we get spread back on the mic, please? Lamop. He's Lamop.
That's funny.
Who's TRR?
He's a good guy, although he said that he won't thumbs up the videos unless Tyler's on.
He's a
They start with
guy.
the bangling, then the whistling, then the buzzard.
It
sounds like it's a rap, MC.
He's a subscriber. He's a good dude.
Don't like cheating at high school and college, though. Yankees fans are still chanting fuck Altuve, and yet Altuve was proven to not even use the system.
Well, you gotta remember that because I screenshotted it TRR and Jay. Actually, I didn't even see it originally. JJ had sent it to me, and I just thought it was so funny. Yeah, 21 and 17, you like that?
Mm-hmm.
It was before you went on your 11-0 run spread.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. TRR. All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
Completely fair.
Joey, are you adding any UFC plays? Oh, literally, as I said. Oh no, that's not. That's not. Yeah, no, he's got nothing for UFC 262. Are you adding anything, bud?
What?
You're doing this with your leg. It's like dragging.
I do bounce around.
It's fucking dragging my head towards your girl. Like, fuck, stop. Sorry. Technical difficulties. How's the weather out there, Jay?
It's okay. It's not bad. It's spring weather.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like hot as heck already here.
It's like between like 60 and 70 basically every day, which is like a great day in New Jersey in May. So
I need to visit Jersey.
It's been good. Not
We'll go to
not a
Jersey.
ton of rain.
Oh, MC, here we go. Altuve holding his jersey on the walk-off is suspect. Says he got tattooed and didn't want people to see it. Yeah. His wife is a crazy Latino woman. You know what they do when their husbands take their clothes off in public? They beat their asses when they get home.
With the chancla.
Yeah.
I was married
Look
to
at
a
how
crazy.
tall he is. He's like as tall as me. I'm 5'3". I wouldn't want to go home after, playing for 4 hours and get my ass beat by my wife or my teammates rip my clothes off. And we don't give a shit either. He'd be like, no, baby, it wasn't me. They took my clothes off. And be like, you know what? Then you should have beat their asses too. They're just whooping their asses on top of it. The struggle is real.
I was married to a crazy Latino.
Yeah? How'd that work out? How many times did you get beat up, Jay?
You know what's funny is she was only 5 feet tall, but she used to try to beat the shit out of me all the time. Actually,
I don't actually beat up spread. I don't.
like she took her shoe off.
What is
multiple
it with the
times
shoe?
and tried to beat me with the shoe. Yeah. Nah, she was cool.
Yeah, I never understood. I'm actually not Latino or anything. I'm Greek. So, but one of my friends is just straight, Southern California Mexican. Just, oh yeah, she'll beat people's shoes. She wears the hoop earrings and everything, and I fuck with her all the time. We're out drinking. And I'm like, you got a knife on you? Because I swear to God, if you're gonna try to stab somebody now.
You know what? Shout out! Oh, here comes Tyler. Shout out to my 12-year-old daughter, Abigail Paglia. She hit 2 doubles today and drove in 4 runs on her softball team today spread.
That's awesome.
Her team still hasn't won a game this year, but it's not because of her. She's batting cleanup, bro. She's not a catcher anymore. They moved her to first base. But 2 doubles. She drove in 4 runs. I couldn't do that in a softball game. So shout out to Abby.
All right.
Just she was a catcher before. I mean, that's a good position though. Catcher,
Favorite.
Yeah,
catcher's a good position.
she was a
They
catcher.
see every angle of the game.
She was a catcher for like the last 3 years, but she moved to a different league because of her age group, and she's a first baseman now. But my mom takes my daughter religiously every single weekend that she's here with me to the batting cages. So my mom sends me a message and she's like, looks like the batting cages are paying off. I'm like, yep, they're paying off, Judy. Back-to-back doubles. Let's go.
Good girl.
What's up, T?
What's up, bud?
What was that, like a 2-foot blunt? What were we doing?
Well, I had to get a shower. I took a shit. And I got something to eat. And I went and smoked.
My man, how we doing tonight?
I'm good.
Any action?
NBA looks like shit. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you,
I can
bud.
take my wife. She has a bad hip.
Couple more days spread, and then we got the playoffs.
Did
Yeah,
you
it's
make?
like that.
Did you only make the one NBA bet that was on the spreadsheet? Is that it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, now that it's already
made.
tipped off, we can kick it off. We can give it away, right, Tyler?
Yep.
Yeah. What was it?
Dallas
Mavs?
first half.
Yeah.
Dallas first half.
All right.
Up 6 right now. 5 minutes left in the first. Did you see your guy almost missed weight, Jay?
Yeah. Did you see one fighter actually did miss weight? Rogerio Bontaran. He missed weight by like 1 pound. And because of that pound, he's got to give 20% of his paycheck to Matt Chanel.
That sucks for him.
Yep.
Are you worried about Dariush at all? You think
No.
that could like hinder him at all?
I'll be honestly, bro. Honestly, I feel probably more confident in him than I do any other side tomorrow.
You think Tony's done?
I do. I think unfortunately all the damage I feel like has finally taken its toll. Like T, if you look at all right, he's on the 2-fight losing streak, right? Look at the 2 fights before that. He beat Donald Cerrone, who got fucking knocked out by Alex Morono last weekend, and Anthony Pettis, who's in Pro Fight League before that. He has not beaten a guy worth your salt in 4 years. 4
yeah.
years.
But Dariush's schedule doesn't look that much better.
Yeah, but you know what, Tyler? Any of those last 6 guys that he beat probably beat Donald Cerrone and Anthony Pettis.
Yeah.
At this
How do you
age.
feel about Ferguson saying he's going back to his Ultimate Fighter ways? Like he's going back to the basics.
You know, Tony Ferguson, it's tough, man, because I think he will retire as one of the 5 best lightweights to ever be in the UFC. But I think the problem with him now at 37 is he took so much damage, even in the fights that he won, that it's finally taking a toll at the age of 36 and 37 years old. And I think that's why Justin Gaethje just destroyed him. I think that's why Charles Oliveira made him look like a fucking Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series fighter. So that's why I love my play on the spreadsheet, because I think that Tony is still way too tough to not get to the cards. I think he
Yeah.
goes all 3 rounds. You know what I mean? That's why I wouldn't lay the money line. That's why I like the decision prop. But yeah, man, I just feel like he's been through so many fucking battles, and it just feels like it's finally catching up. That's what it feels like to me. And now, would it surprise me if fucking old school vintage Tony Ferguson walks into the cage tomorrow night for fucking one more good time? It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm really high on Beneil Dariush. It's not just the people that he beat, it's the way that he beat them on this 6-fight winning streak. I like him. I think that all the pieces are finally coming together, and I think he's going to break himself into the top 5 finally. It just feels like everything.
It feels like the right spot.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
How do you feel about that first fight on the card with Chandler's training buddy?
Sorry, you're talking about Soriano against Christos Giagos?
Yeah.
I think that I think that Christos Giagos deserves to be the favorite. I think that he's proven more at this particular stage in his career than Sean Soriano has, but I don't know if he should be as big of a favorite as he is. I think right now he's like a minus 220-ish type favorite. I think that now Michael Chandler talks all the time about how Sean Soriano, who has been a longtime training partner of his, he talks all the time how good Sean Soriano's hands are. And if you watch the tape of him on the regional scene, he does have pretty slick hands. His boxing seems legit. But if you're asking me about their complete MMA game, I think Christos Giagos is going to win. But, the price is the great equalizer in the UFC. And would I lay minus 220 on Giagos tomorrow? No, I wouldn't. But do I think he probably wins? Yeah, I do.
What do you think about the Barboza fight?
I'll tell you what I think. Now I'm gonna do after this show is over. I'm gonna do like a main card video, but I think that Shane Burgos should win the fight. Okay. Why do I think that? Because his normal style is insane pressure. He never stays out at range against his opponents. He always is inside their range in the pocket. If you look at the fucking bombs that Josh Emmett hit him with, and the fact that he got knocked down once but didn't actually get knocked out, he's got the most ironclad chin in the UFC right now, in my opinion. Okay. And he took 11 months off from that Josh Emmett fight. Now, he was supposed to come back after a 7-month layoff. Fight got canceled. Now he comes in off an 11-month layoff. And I like that he had the extra time for his fucking brain to heal. But if you watch the damage that Josh Emmett put him through, there is no way Edson Barboza will put him through that type of damage. Now, Edson Barboza's most dangerous weapon in the cage are his leg kicks. His leg kicks are legendary. he kicks people harder than almost anybody in the history of the UFC. But if Shane Burgos does what Shane Burgos always does, he will pressure Edson Barboza and be inside the range of those leg kicks. And historically, Edson Barboza wilts under pressure. He does not like to be on his back foot. He does not like to be super pressured in the cage. So if Shane Burgos goes out and does what he normally does, I think that he's going to win the fight. But it's worth noting that I watched an interview with Shane Burgos with a guy from TSN, and he was talking in the interview about the fact that he has to realize that he isn't only a pressure fighter, but he can fight at range like he did against Cub Swanson. And in my opinion, if that's like his mindset in this fight, I think that's the absolute worst thing that you want to hear if you're back in Shane Burgos tomorrow. Because the way to beat Edson Barboza is to be in the pocket, in the range of those inside the range of those leg kicks, where it's pressure, 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 pressure. Now, my gut says Shane Burgos will revert to what he always does and get right up on Edson Barboza and treat him like he does any other opponent. If he does that, I think he wins. I was close to pulling the trigger on him at minus 130 all fucking week, and I never got there because of that minus 130 price. But I have been thinking about a couple parlays to throw him in, because I think that all three women's fights tomorrow night, if you look at their styles of all six women that are fighting tomorrow night, I think every women's fight goes over 1.5 rounds. Now, if you bet all three women fights over 1.5 rounds, gets you in that minus 155 range, I bet that, because I think Shevchenko Lee goes over 1.5 rounds. I think that Araujo Chukagian goes over 1.5 rounds. And I think that I understand that, Priscilla Cachoeira has, a heavy gun to my head. I think her and Gina Mazzani are going to go over 1.5 rounds. So I bet that parlay, and I might throw one of those over 1.5 rounds in the women's fight with Shane Burgos. So instead of the minus 130, you'll get a small plus money price. At plus money, I like Shane Burgos a lot. At minus 135, I lean him, but I haven't pulled the trigger. So I know that was really long-winded, bro, but I spent like
all that. It didn't even sound like you took a breath.
That's how deep you and me had that conversation on our DMs last night. That's how deep I'm into the UFC, trying to get my fucking mind right.
No, sometimes I feel like that too, Tyler, when we're doing the show. I feel like I could talk 10 more minutes about this, but I got two other people on the show with me, we got to get their opinion too. I'm ready to break down each player's individual contribution to the team and stuff.
I see we're up 5 going into the second. We just need to build that lead a little bit more.
Yeah, I need
Tyler,
to put that one back on.
Gun to your head, if you had a free bet, do you take Charles Oliveira or Michael Chandler tomorrow?
I'd probably just stay on Charles Oliveira.
Well, I'll tell you what, bro. It's me and you against the world, because everybody worth their fucking salt in the MMA industry is on Michael Chandler tomorrow. Everybody. And if I'm honest, before I went into the fight tape, I felt a lot better about
Is it in
Charles
Arizona?
Oliveira than I did coming out of the fight tape. I still give Oliveira the lean, but I think it's closer to a 50-50 fight than I did before I went in. But no matter what happens, I think under 4.5 rounds or under 3.5 rounds is the best parlay piece that you can have, because I don't see how it goes 4 rounds.
I got a hot take. Take them both in round 1, 4-1, and you win 2 units either way.
You don't think it gets out? You don't think it gets outside of 5 minutes?
I don't think so. I think one guy's going to be overmatched real quick. Either Chandler's going to realize he can't knock him out, and he's just going to be like dancing around him, and he's going to grab a hold of him and sub him, or Chandler's going to crush him. Because if Chandler's able to walk him down and he starts backing up, then fight's over.
See, I don't think that. I'll tell you what. If you go watch now, everybody talks about like, oh, Charles Oliveira might be on an 8-fight win streak, but all 8 opponents weren't great. You know what? You're right. They all weren't great. But even the guys that aren't great in the UFC are incredibly hard to finish. The dude finished 7 out of his last 8 by knockout or submission. People don't realize how hard that is to do. They don't get it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That is really tough.
Now, I think Charles
Chandler throw one of them overhands right off the bat. Miss.
I think Charles
and fall right into a guillotine.
The mistake that Dan Hooker made was he was on his back foot and he circled out and didn't engage and didn't he wanted no part of the pot at all. And Michael Chandler basically followed him around the cage until he punched where Dan Hooker was gonna be, and Dan Hooker circled right into that fucking left hook, right? Charles Oliveira will not take one step tomorrow. He will be on his front foot that entire fight in the pocket. Whether he gets knocked out or not, I don't know. But I know that he will not be circling on the outside. He will be on his front foot in the fucking pocket from go. That I'm confident in.
I hope you're right. Yeah, but you're right.
What's your
Everyone
favorite?
wants Chandler to win.
Everybody I've seen's on Chandler, which I don't know if that should make me feel like great or awful. I'm not sure. But everybody's on Chandler. What's your favorite bet on the card?
Probably Charlie O by sub. I think that's how he beats him. Or him to win the fight inside the distance.
I feel pretty good
about some Burgos by knockout.
Yeah, I think if Shane Burgos knocks him out, I feel like it's going to be in the 3rd round if he does it. I'm sure the 3rd round knockout is probably a crazy price. I feel pretty good about Dariush winning tomorrow. Unless, like, Tony Ferguson from, like 2018 walks into the cage, yep. I feel pretty good about Dariush winning. And just for the record, Tampa Bay tied the game 2-2.
I was literally just getting ready to tell you that, and they're minus 190.
Yep. Yep. When the Mets were minus 2,500 in the eighth, and I said the Mets are the Mets because they blow 2-run leads. Fuck me.
Well, Joey Work got us home. Thank you, Joey. I put the hat on in honor of your play. And
Put it on
the first
come on,
5, put
spread,
it on
bro.
the board.
Yeah, tell me to put it on the board, man.
Yeah. We got it just came in.
Put it on the board. Yeah, Joey Work.
Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk?
When they're not, fuck. It's like they're good or something.
Hey, Ron. Shariah was looking at the Diamondbacks game. We definitely like the under 9 there with Scherzer. We were thinking about taking the under in the first 5 as well. But then the game started while we were doing it all. So we're not in with you, but we like that play that you got on there, Ron, with the under 9. It moved to 8.5 too while we were doing it. So it seems like the money's on your side too there.
Hey, Walla, I saw your message late and I responded to it. Did you get that squared away with either the Rum Pure Bets Twitter account or Mangone? Is it all good? Tyler, take a look at the live NBA props. Anything you like?
I mean, not really, because you don't know if these guys are going to play the whole game. They could pull these guys.
So, you might not want to.
There's not one game on the board where teams have implications to play their guys the whole game.
So you're basically telling me I picked like the worst night to have an NBA live show.
I mean, you're at the end of the year. We only got 2 more days till playoffs.
Yeah, but even I think today's tougher than the next 2 because remember we kind of circled at least like we had 1 or 2 games. Although, and I wanted to ask you about that because they were talking about that in a group I chat with. What are the chances that Milwaukee just throws tomorrow and says, "Screw you, Miami! Like you go you go get the 5th seed. We don't want to play you in the first round."
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Since they had troubles with them last time. Because wouldn't that put them on the other side too?
Yeah, because then Milwaukee's still going to stay at 3, and then 4-5 is where if Miami wins, then they could get the 5 and even potentially the 4.
Yeah, and then they would have to play the 1 seed, and Milwaukee would avoid them all the way till the conference finals if they played them.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I think that Milwaukee matchup's awesome for them. I don't know if I like Miami against any of these other powerhouses.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, obviously I'd favor
I don't
them
think they
against
could
the
score
Knicks,
with
but
them.
I don't love them. But I think the Nets and the Sixers are going to give them problems.
Yeah, I don't think they can keep up with the Nets scoring. Plus, Butler can only guard one of those 3 guys. Tyler Hero ain't guarding one of them. Neither's Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, I saw Nunn's already listed as questionable. And that Axel guy that I keep asking everyone about.
What's that leave you? Duncan Robinson.
And yeah,
They'll play him right off the floor.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I think the question is just whether do they sit everyone or not, like to play that kind of metagame style.
TR is asking in the chat, is old Oladipo going to be playing in the playoffs?
No, Oladipo's done for the playoffs. Yeah. They basically traded Olynyk for 3 games of Oladipo. That's why I was kind of making fun of them for that trade with on the show with AP today, right? Like at the time, you're like, oh, that was a steal for Oladipo, and then it's like, actually.
I mean, it was a steal, but in the long run.
Was it? I mean, what is he really worth? He's an expiring, so now you're going to try and have to re-sign him. I don't want to give him more than $12 million a year, and he thinks he's a max guy.
Yeah, but he's hurt now, and he had to get surgery. They could probably talk him in.
And he had one good season. He had one good season after being traded for Paul George, and ever since then, you know, he turned into a diva. Like, I don't know. I'm not a big Oladipo guy myself.
I mean, coming back from that quad injury is probably pretty tough, especially when you're an explosive guard like that.
Exactly. It's not his fault. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not saying that, you know, but I'm saying that he's definitely declining. He's trying to get paid like he's the 2017 player, but he's not that guy.
He didn't get the cash in. He's like Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah had that same problem, huh?
No, he had a hip problem.
Right, but he looked like he was setting up for a max deal and didn't get anything, right?
Yep, they traded him for Kyrie.
Yeah. The original one to do that was Latrell Sprewell. Do you remember him?
I remember him
Or is
playing
that
for
before your
the.
time? He was
I
on your
remember him on the
team.
Minnesota. I don't remember.
Was that
I know
after you?
I think so. I remember he played for the Knicks, but like I seen the pictures of
Yeah,
him.
I think he went to Minnesota afterwards, and that's where he turned down the 3-year, $72 million deal 20 years ago and said, I got to feed my family. Kevin Riley's asking about the NBA going on Saturday. Tyler and I were kind of excited about the Miami-Milwaukee game tomorrow, but there's always the potential that Milwaukee punts that one, so it's tough. We talked about on the show this morning as well. Did we get a line for that? Also, I was wrong, Tyler. Do you know I said that line was going to be 4.5? It's 1.5 tomorrow.
Maybe they're like shading that his guys are already sitting.
Yeah, I'm wondering. No injury report. Okay, never mind. Now it's back to 3.5. These are all openers that I'm getting. I don't actually see them at books. The first one I got was from Basketball Monster. This one's from Will Hill through the CBS. Hornets don't have a line yet. That's the only game I don't see a line for tomorrow. But -6 or better, you got to like the Knicks there, right? I have this line at 6.
Yeah, I like the Knicks tomorrow because I think they still want that 4 seed.
Oh, they definitely do.
Do you have an opener for the Nets?
Yeah, it's 10.5.
I'll be playing first half in that game because all 3 of them guys are playing.
How do you think that's going to work out? Chicago, I'm trying to think. They're
Chicago has
officially
nothing to
eliminated
play
now.
for. Yep.
Yeah, they're officially eliminated with the Washington win tonight, right?
Yeah, they're done.
I almost want to hit that 10.5 right now. If Vukovic and Levine sit.
Yeah, it's going to be like 15.5, maybe even 17.
Let me see if we actually have that up on an offshore book.
Because
That's just William Hill.
Are Durant and Irving listed as out right now?
No.
Okay, so they're already baked into that number.
Tomorrow, Kyrie Irving is in, and I'm going off Basketball Monster. Joe Harris questionable. Bruce Brown in. I don't even see Durant or Harden on the injury report. For Chicago, they've only rolled out Tice and Troy Brown Jr., but, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Brooklyn first has to play then.
Why would you run out Levine and Vukovic at this point, right? Wouldn't you agree with me there?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Let's see when that actually hits the board. So a lot of time I get these openers from CBS Sports, and they're basically just Will Hill numbers, but obviously I can't bet into Will Hill in California. Oh, let's talk about this one. TRR likes the Pacers to beat the Lakers tomorrow. We talked about it a little on the show. I said the line was going to be Pacers +8. It opened at +6.5. What do you think of that?
I mean, it depends on if the Pacers play all their guys. If they play all their guys, they could win.
Well, they're still fighting because they're still eligible. They could technically get the 8, right? And then they could be in that side of the play-in. I think that they're going to have incentive to play everybody.
That Brooklyn line is opened at FanDuel spread.
So Brogdon, Lamb, and Sumner are all out so far, but this team is basically Sabonis and LeVert at this point, right?
Yeah. That's all it is right now until Brogdon gets back.
So what do you think? Today on the show, we kind of guessed that it was going to be Anthony Davis with no LeBron. Do you think we get a LeBron?
I don't think so.
You don't think he even wants to test it out to get ready for Tuesday? It just seems like it'd be rough to go into the play-in.
I think he's scared he's going to re-aggravate it because I think he did that a little bit in that first game back. That's why he's sitting.
He must have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he jumps out there tomorrow against the Pelicans?
I mean, there's definitely a possibility for at least maybe 15, 20 minutes. You're not going to get him at a 30-minute clip or anything.
That'll be it. So TRR's got a good point. Clippers are, I see -4.5. I had the Mavericks game on. I will flip back over, and we'll keep an eye on this one right now. I mean, the Rockets, this was the team that you and AP loved today, right?
Yeah, I thought that was the dog to win today.
Yeah,
So did he.
or cover, not win. And we got it at 10. It moved down to 8. So you guys did a great job of anticipating the injury news, right? So that was good.
We should have laid it with Utah too.
Yeah, I think that was the easiest favorite to play, right?
Yep.
You're on Rockets money line. I think we took the points, Otter. We didn't take the money line, did we, Tyler?
I think we talked about it.
I thought we took the plus 10. I thought
I think that was like
was they were going to keep it close.
That was AP's like best bet.
But it was plus 10. It wasn't the money line.
No, but when we broke the game down, we talked about if a lot of guys were out, it was worth like taking the shot.
Yeah, okay. If you have points and money line, that's fantastic, Otter. I love it. And I hope you shaded a little more. Yeah, I know Otter does. I know that's what you do. Take the info and make it work for you. Yeah, I usually, if I do that, I'll do like 2 or 3 times the amount though on the points though, and just make the money line a little sprinkle, so they say. Yeah, the Mavs are up 12 right now. How you feeling about that one, Tyler?
We got 4 minutes. Raptors at the free throw line right now. It's down to 11.
Let's go.
And of course,
ahead,
Gary
T.
Trent sad again. What are you watching?
The fucking Nats had fucking Smith's number right off the bat.
Are you just watching on Bovada?
No, I'm watching my MLB app.
You can watch on Bet Online now.
That's cool, but it's 5-0 at the top of the first.
I am gonna
So it's a good
fucking.
thing we didn't bet the under, huh?
They're gonna win that game, Jay.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, but we were
Tyler.
gonna take the first half.
Throw up. 10-1, and I'm gonna throw up.
Fucking goddamn, I hate goddamn shit. Fucking Aaron has occurred. No, it fucking hasn't. You just don't want people to make money.
Do you want to give out the play you're gonna give out? What are you betting? You're gonna bet under 14? All right, Shirai's got a play for us, Jay.
All right, go ahead.
Wait, what is it? Let me see what bookmakers got it at.
Yeah, don't wilt under the pressure, Shariah. Don't wilt under the pressure. Give your play out. Let's go.
I'm just trying to get the right number here. We're gonna go.
No, this is amazing. No, hold on. It's 6-0 in the first. Fuck. Dude.
We're gonna hit this under here in the Nationals Diamondbacks. We're just waiting to get it at the right time.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine not taking the shot on the fucking Rays? This might fuck my whole weekend up, and it hasn't even started.
Well, you know they're pulling Smith right off the bat. That poor guy.
Scherzer's gonna cruise with that lead, though.
Oh yeah.
I love this live under here.
He's gonna throw like 8 innings.
I hate this goddamn
All right, it's under 13.5. Do you still like it there, Shreya?
keeps shooting. Well, I can't even play with that Bravado right now.
I can do it on Bookmaker right now. You want to do it?
14.5.
13.5. Is that good?
Under 40 wells at +1.
All right, we're gonna go under 13.5 in the Nationals Diamondbacks. What? You don't like that? Yeah, we'll do it. Under 13.5 Nationals Diamondbacks.
At what price?
I got plus 112.
Oh god. No, I want that, but it won't let me play somebody.
I know, because it's Bovada. That's why I went to Bookmaker. I was using Bovada more, and then they started doing that stuff where they pull it off way more too.
What's Scherzer's strikeout? What's his pitcher prop at?
I don't think we can get live pitcher props on Bookmaker. You might be able to on Bovada. I can't get them. Yeah, you have to be in the legal books to do that. Hey Tyler, do you have stuff up on the legal books? Is there a Scherzer strikeout prop right now?
Here, I'll look. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up MLB lines.
Joey, what do you think of that play? What do you think of Shariah's first play she gave out on the show?
You can get 14.5 minus 125 at Bet365.
Yeah, let's make that the official one if you have access. But if not, I placed it at Bookmaker 13.5 plus money.
All right. Shariah's it's a spreads girl. First play on the show.
I don't see any live strikeout props.
Yeah, I didn't think they would either, but I figured I'd just check for her. Did you see that?
We'll see it. I got the under 14.5 at 110. If Bovada wants to. Although, this sports pitcher. No. Please bet. Fucking work. Bovada, you got what? So bad.
Up
Here,
17.
you want to log in here? You want to use your login here?
I want to throw a tantrum. Duh.
Okay, well.
We're gonna go.
So, Tyler, on that Sunday game, do you think that the Nuggets will sit everyone against Portland and just basically gift Portland the play-in spot, or do you think they're going to go all out?
I mean, Denver really doesn't have anything to gain right there, do they? They can't move. But what did they play Jokic tonight? Because they just don't care.
Yeah, Malone's kind of crazy.
Minutes and had a triple double.
He had a triple double in 26 minutes.
Yeah, 20, 15, and 11.
Wow. What are you trying to do now?
It's not working.
Well, we'll try here. What do you mean? Oh, because it's a Mac? Here, do you want me to do it? I can get it from here. I know what the play is.
No, don't. You're closing everything.
That's why I started using Bookmaker. They started stalling everything out. How much you want? Yeah, they got worse. They were like the best last year. Did you get it?
No, wait. It's because it keeps moving.
12 seconds left in this first half. Up 12.
You want to try again?
It'll shoot.
Okay. You can place it when you want. So, Tyler, what do you think of this Clippers game? It looks like they're going to be down going into halftime.
I mean, what's the line right now?
Hold on. She's got baseball up. She's still trying to get the best number on that. Nah, I bet it on Bookmaker. She's on her Bovada account trying to. Yeah, well, yeah. Lines move.
I know, that's why I say wait. Little lines move. Really? Is that what we're doing today? Saying shit we already know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put that Dallas first half on the board.
All right, there you go, Tyler. You got me some cash anyway. Even on the hardest day of the year, I gotta love to see it.
We talked about all that this morning, Fred. I was like, Dallas has the one thing to play for, right? And you were like, yeah, they could still drop in the standings. I was like, all right, they're gonna play their guys in the first half.
Yeah.
I've been staring at a DoorDash menu for 20 minutes.
With that being said, I'm gonna make me a sandwich.
I don't have a Clippers line right now, Tyler. NBA second half. All right, the second half. They didn't have it up yet. I'll let you know when I get it.
The Clippers?
I was trying to get a second half line on the Clippers, and they haven't put one up. They give me a team total for each team. I can bet third and fourth quarter, but I don't have a full game lineup.
Give me a second.
It's under 14 minus 110. Kevin Riley's asked, are Monday NBA games or playing games? No. There is no games on Monday. The league is completely off on Monday. We'll be back Tuesday for the.
I think that's.
Hold
I
on,
don't know
I'll
if it's
check.
East or Western
I
Conference that
think
goes first.
someone sent it. I heard it on the Dunked On podcast today.
I don't have a second half spread yet, but I have a second half money line, and it's Rockets plus 160, Clippers minus 210. The live line in the game is Rockets minus 2.5, minus 1.5 now.
Because it's only a 7 game.
Oh, yeah. Still, though.
So Jay, what are you looking to order over there?
I don't know, bro, but the time's going by, and I have less and less options.
I was about to say places are closing. You better hurry up.
What's on the menu over there?
I'm about to go make a chicken sandwich, probably.
Dang it, I'm pissed. I heard it on the Duncan podcast this morning, and I can't remember now which day they said. Who was playing which day?
Jay, how do you feel about Zach Wilson plus 700 to win Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Stop.
He's getting the start from day one.
Stop. That's my answer. 4 letters. Stop.
Well, the funny thing is that pretty much always goes to a quarterback, right?
Yeah, it's going to go to a quarterback. Him and Lawrence are the only two that are guaranteed to start from day one.
Yep.
It's
and still I say stop.
I'd say you guys have the better offensive line right now.
That's my answer. Stop.
All right. We'll see halfway through the season. I'll be bringing this up, and you'll be like, yeah, don't want to talk about it.
Fuck you, but stop. Right now, that's my answer. Stop. Better question. Who's the defensive rookie of the year? I was looking at the options yesterday. Who do you like?
Probably that Davis kid, the linebacker.
But they stuck it right in my fucking dick.
What about Parsons? I mean, he'll get heck of attention in Dallas, right? If he's just as good as anyone else, they'll probably give it to him.
Yeah. My only worry there is it's going to be there's a lot of linebackers in that lineup. You have him, Van Der Esch, Smith. Like he could lose a lot of tackles to them guys.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't think they're going to bring Van Der Esch back.
To where Davis is on Washington, which means he gets to rush behind Chase Young, who's going to get double teamed.
Is Ryan Kerrigan still on that team too? I mean, like the whole front line is awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, like he's rushing against guys getting double teamed left and right, so
yeah,
he's getting in there regardless.
What did you thought? What did you do? Were you listening when we went over a couple of them earlier? Did you have thoughts on a couple of the ones that Jay and I had talked about? Namely, the first one I asked you is the Niners and under 10. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I don't mind that. My only worry is they're getting all their guys back, and they were a Super Bowl team when they were healthy.
Right.
So, I mean,
what were some of the other ones that we liked, Jay? We liked.
I think there's a real possibility you see all 4 of those teams in that division make the playoffs.
What division?
The NFC West.
Yeah.
That would be wild.
The Cardinals are the one wild card that might not make it. I think the other 3 make it. The Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks.
I am so disgusted. I cannot believe I didn't bet that.
They win that in the bottom of the 9th?
Yeah, bro.
Tyler, what do you think of my Jaguars over 6?
I don't mind that. I mean, it's not like he's walking into a a terrible situation. Like, he has weapons at receiver. He now has 2 running backs. The offensive line is a big question mark.
Well, my idea is the defense is a question mark, but I'm kind of gunning that Harbaugh can just get a bunch of average NFL players and make them good. Not Harbaugh, Meyer.
Oh,
I
Urban Meyer,
rate him
yeah.
up there with Harbaugh, so we'll see. Isn't it crazy that Harbaugh came into the NFL and looked like just the best football coach in the world and then goes to Michigan and can't even get it done?
Yeah, I mean,
That was one of the biggest surprises of the decade to me.
he did inherit a great San Fran team. I think any coach would have did good with them.
Otter said he didn't bet,
They were like 4-12 the year before.
he didn't bet any futures yet. Thinking about the Jets under 6.5. I mean, Otter, I got 4 winners on the spreadsheet, bro. What are you waiting for? Every one of them is a winner. Write it down. And the Jets under 6.5 is a fucking automatic. The only reason why I haven't put it on the sheet is I really don't want to lay minus 160 on that, but I will if I have to. I'm just waiting to see if we get any late line movement. I also agree, though. I think that the tight end that the Falcons drafted has an excellent chance. Yeah, I think he's got an excellent chance. Yeah, to be the rookie of the year. I don't believe in any of these quarterbacks, and I guess you can make the case. I guess Trevor Lawrence, no matter how bad the record is, if the kid puts up big numbers, he will probably be your offensive rookie of the year. But him aside, how are the tight end for Atlanta and Jamar Chase not the second and third choice? They have to.
Because Jamar Chase has Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins catching passes too, and Kyle Pitts has Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Todd Gurley in the backfield.
Isn't their tight end that they already had pretty good too?
Hayden Hurst.
I don't think that. Yeah. I don't think that's going to matter. I think in that Atlanta offense, that kid could still put up 900 yards as a rookie.
You're still disrespecting the fact that your quarterback's going to walk on the field from day one. There's no questions about it. Unless his legs fall off, he's your starter week 1.
Yeah, there's no bones.
He's
about
7-1.
Yeah, he's going to be an epic failure. Listen to me, bro. The Jets haven't drafted a good quarterback in 49 years.
Sanchez was good for like 2 years. That's all you need.
No, he wasn't.
He got you to 2 AFC championship games.
No, a ridiculous offensive line and the best defense in football got us to a ridiculous championship appearance 2 years in a row. Come on, bro. Mark Sanchez was a fucking rat. He was terrible.
He did go down the drain pretty quick. Adam Meyer said Chad Pennington.
We literally had the best defense in football in 2009 and 2010 and the best offensive line in football in 2009 and 2010. That's the only reason why we made back-to-back AFC championship games. No other reason. Chad Pennington doesn't count, bro. A quarterback needs to be able to throw more than 35 yards in the air. Stop.
What? What did you want?
I was gonna take the picture prop for Kershaw.
There's no picture props live on Bovada, I don't think.
I was literally just gonna take it.
You imagine how good Denver's offense would be if Rodgers landed there, Jay?
Oh, and the game started. I got you.
Oh,
yeah.
Out of your ass.
No.
Fred's team wouldn't have a chance in that division if they landed there.
For who?
If Rodgers landed in Denver.
I mean, they don't have a chance anyways.
Yeah, that offense would be ridiculous. Him, Melvin Gordon, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant. I mean, you have tons of weapons. They drafted that rookie running back out of UNC.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, and they got rid of the homegrown kid, right? That was like the feel-good story.
Oh, Philip Lindsay.
Yeah. Did you want to answer Kevin Riley's question, Shreya?
Yeah, my answer to Kevin Riley is welcome to the fucking party, pal. I've been the worst baseball better. I've been the worst baseball better for the last 15 years of my life. That's my answer.
Do you see Otter coming with a hot take? I think you and Otter are going to disagree on this one.
What?
He likes your quarterback to take your old quarterback to take the Panthers to the over.
Listen, I can't say he's wrong right now because I don't know if Sam Darnold is just god awful or if the organization that I fucking live for is so bad that they fuck up good quarterbacks too. That's my response. Like,
I don't think that was fair, right? To see
Spread.
how good he really is.
What if Sam Darnold comes out and looks like a fucking stud and goes like 11-6? Is there any doubt in your mind that the Jets are just the worst organization in football?
I wouldn't say that. I think it's more.
I mean, the Bengals got their rookie quarterback killed and then didn't draft an offensive lineman, so they're right there.
You know what? The Diamondbacks deserve to lose so much right now. They fucking lifted that.
So you're not a big R. Smith guy, whoever R. Smith is?
No, he's fucking trash.
Why did they leave him in? Because
their coach is a fucking retard parent.
Well, did they blow their bullpen yesterday?
They're hanging 10.5 run totals at Coors. Wasn't it like 13 runs every game for like 5
years? What they put up there yesterday?
What?
What did they put?
21.
No, but I mean, like when we first started doing the show, Tyler, with Anthony.
Oh yeah, they were hanging like 10s and stuff.
The run totals it was 12.5, 13 every game at Coors. Now, you never saw a 10.5 total in 2018.
Yeah. That was way too low. Jay, do you see all the moves Kansas City made to their offensive line? Mahomes might have like 7 seconds to throw every play.
Who was the right tackle? I couldn't remember. I know they got the Ravens left tackle, and I was trying to tell my buddy, and I couldn't remember who they get for right tackle.
They signed all the offensive linemen they got were they signed Joe Thuney off the Patriots.
And he's going to play guard, though, right?
They got Austin Blythe from the Rams.
And he'll be the right tackle, right?
They brought Kyle Long out of retirement.
And he'll be the other guard.
They drafted Creed Humphrey, the best center in the draft.
Excellent. And then they got...
they drafted Tennessee's tackle, Trey Smith. There's the other guy on the other side.
Well, they also traded for Orlando Brown.
So he'll be in there too.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing what the total was yesterday, bro. I'm talking about 3 years ago.
For a 7-inning game, that's low? Wouldn't that correlate usually to like an 8.5? Doesn't he suck now? I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know.
I'll be back.
Doesn't he suck now? Yeah. Did that one already started though, huh?
Yes, that's the one that I threw a tantrum over.
Oh.
Because I was going to take his under strikeout prop. This is under 6.5 at plus 120. And then you distracted me talking about men's tight ends.
I mean, we're just talking about football.
heard he's a really good guy in the locker room.
He is. Ron Lofton. So, Ronnie, we were in the middle of a conversation, and I did not get a chance. Because I'm a Kings guy, and you obviously were on the right side here. Why did you like the Kings today? Was it a Grizzlies fade, or did you really think the Kings would play well, Ron? Yeah, I'm in the Otter boat too, Joey. I've probably watched 3 innings this year, and I've just been cashing with you left and right, so it's fantastic.
Oh, obviously.
That's fair, Ron.
They're obviously fucking cheating.
TR is asking me about the question. I'll be honest, I was watching the women all morning, and then that match came on, but I was a little tilted. I didn't even bet, but my favorite player lost. Tsitsipas looked hecka good. Talk about a unfortunate rain delay, right? He was taking it to him, TRR. Yeah, that'll be fun. I mean, eventually these next gen are going to start breaking through and beat them on a regular basis. So, and clay is Djokovic's worst surface, so it wouldn't be the craziest thing. Well, we got out of the top of the 7th. It's only 1. I mean, the top of the 2nd.
Yeah, the average home game team total at Coors Field in 2018 was 12.2, and at times reached 12.6 in 2019. So yeah, so why have the totals dropped so much? Is it a new ball?
Trey, do you know why they're dropping totals, or have you not even jumped into it yet? Why the totals are going down in the Colorado Rockies games?
Joey just said because of the ball. There you go.
Ball? Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you, Joey.
Wow. That's like 2 full runs per home game. Are there less home runs this year in baseball? I guess there has to be, right?
Has there been less home runs?
Oh, I'm watching that.
Oh, okay. Well, jump in if you know the answer.
I didn't even know the question.
Are there less home runs this year overall?
No. I mean, in comparison to 2017.
Joey says it's because of less contact, and Andrew Gardner says the pitchers get better every year, in quotation marks. I'd love to know what he's hinting at there. DFL
Less contact. Less contact meaning more strikeouts?
Yeah.
That is a huge, huge difference.
Stop.
Cheating technology. Wow, 2 full runs, Jesus. That's like what? Like
So the Astros haters, like, do they just get even more pissed off that the Astros just keep winning? Like, how does that work?
that's like a 12% decrease
Yeah.
in runs per game at Coors in a year and a half.
That's like those NFL totals the first 5 weeks. Remember how they just kept going up this year when the defenses didn't have time to prepare?
Like, imagine if we saw a 12% decrease spread in NFL totals.
Well, wasn't it pretty close to 12% going up? A lot of the 44s were becoming 48s and 49s at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
By the end of the year, it went back. But at the beginning of the year,
Right.
those overs were crazy.
But I think that was only for like what, the first half of the year before they leveled off.
Yeah, by the end of the year, it leveled back. But I remember at the beginning of the year, those totals, it seemed like they just couldn't put high enough. Can you watch our bet?
I'm watching Korea. Jesus Christ. I would think that you'd be like a huge fan of Korea. Like, how does it work with UFC? Be on board for Korea's tight end.
Kevin, thank you. Thanks for watching, Kevin Riley. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
You could watch us on the channel every week. Spread does an NBA video basically every day with Tyler on this channel. Joey has multiple baseball videos on this channel. Me and Spread will be doing NBA playoff games, live betting shows every single Sunday. The NASCAR live show is open to the public on this channel. After this show is over, I'm going to run down the main card of UFC 262 on a video. So it's good. It's good to see you. But there's a ton of content on this channel. You don't have to be a subscriber at Run Pure Sports to enjoy the free content. I would much rather you be a subscriber, but you don't have to be. Thanks for watching. Spread. Are you looking at the live NBA board right now?
Yeah, everything just came back up. Clippers are getting into plus money range, so I'm got an eye on that. They're down by 4 right now. I see a minus 107 there. Kings are minus 4.5. I probably won't get involved there. Raptors are plus 20, and the Warriors are out to minus 7. Of all these things, I think I like the Clippers the best. Did Tyler jump out on us? I'd like to get we'll ask when he comes back. I don't think
I'm here. I'm just eating.
Tyler, what do you think of me grabbing the Clippers at plus 106 right now? Do you think that's a good play?
My only worry is looking at the guys on the floor.
Yeah, they're just not that good, huh?
I'm not sure they're the better team tonight.
You guys made that point on the show today, right? When you were saying that's why you guys like the Rockets, that without the big guys that they were going to struggle to keep up with the score.
Yeah, I mean Rondo's definitely the best player on the floor as a floor general, but his offensive game isn't there.
He doesn't carry you. He's like a supplement guy.
So the best player on the floor is probably Kelly Olynyk.
You were right about the leading scorer. Remember when I put you on the spot and I said who's going to be the leading scorer for the Clippers? Kennard's got 14 right now. Patrick Patterson
has 13.
got 13. Has he even got any run this year? I remember I liked him last year, and I barely even seen him this year. Cousins.
I think he just gets like those little minutes when they have guys out. Other than that, he's just throwing the guys at the end of the bench.
I'll be right back.
All right. And then Cousins, we talked about him today. I mean, he's going to get you good stats, but I'm just worried about him not getting any stops. Scrub, I've seen a little bit of him.
They have Yogi Ferrell playing minutes, 4 points, 4 assists.
Yeah, I remember him on the Kings. He was pretty bad. Look at Serge coming back with 11 and 6.
And 3 assists.
Yeah.
We should have been on your Kings spread.
I mean, yeah, we asked Ron about that. How did you do that? And he said, we're not really on the Kings. It's a Grizzly fade with them sitting everybody.
Yeah. I think the Warriors are just going to pull away here.
I think that was I think it was still a tough spot, though. I think I give credit to Ron. He's got some stones to take a team the day after they got eliminated from the playoffs and set. And obviously, they don't care because they weren't here for 15 years, but the fans care. They tied the record for playoff futility for North American major sports at 15 years without making the playoffs. So
Terrible.
that guy Snyder's cashing again. That guy, unbelievable.
2 matchups.
Yeah.
Guys must have missed the cut.
Oh yeah. So what do you think here? Do you want to jump in on the Clippers, or I mean, we could also go the other way.
Yeah, what can we get on the Rockets
It's
right
not like
now?
we have to bet the Clippers. I mean, the Rockets are -2, -129 right now.
I mean, I don't mind the or the Rockets here.
One thing about the Rockets, and we talked about it today, is they are locked in to the top, and I don't want to say pick, but top ping pong balls or whatever overall.
Yeah, what does that really mean?
So I just mean a win here doesn't hurt. So Cleveland and Houston are the only ones locked in their spots, right? So if the Pelicans win, right, that actually decreases their lottery odds and moves them down a spot. The Kings winning, well, it looks like they're going to, is actually going to suck for the franchise overall because it's going to move us down a spot. The Raptors are still in flux, but the Rockets are going to have the most ping pong balls no matter what, and they could win these last 2 games.
Yeah, I could definitely see your Kings drafting right outside of where all the big name guys are. What do we have, 5 or 6 of them this year?
Yeah, my only hope is our new guys 1
8.
for 1 so far, right?
Yeah, Halliburton's a good pick.
Yeah, he killed that pick. Now a little bit of that was luck. I mean, there's a couple teams that I just got to be kicking themselves, right? Phoenix at 11, not taking Halliburton.
The Bulls at 4.
But I think Patrick Williams will still end up being pretty good, don't you?
Yeah, but Halliburton would have been another guy to have the ball in his hands.
Yeah, but then I understand why they did that, though. You already got Kobe White and Levine who can't even play together.
Did the Spurs draft before you guys? I can't remember. Because they took Vassell.
They took Evan Vassell, but I don't know. I don't really think he's blown. I mean, the only reason I said Phoenix is because their rookie's not even getting minutes.
I bet you the Knicks wish they drafted Halliburton instead of Obi Toppin.
Oh, that was the other one I was going to say. Yeah, the Knicks. Toppin looked okay in the last game I watched him in, but all he is really is like a rebounder, right? I mean, all those moves we saw.
He's like a too small power forward that can't shoot.
And he also, the athleticism isn't translating. Wouldn't you agree that he's now there and he's like, oh, everyone else is as athletic as I am?
Well, when you play at Dayton and you're playing a bunch of guys built like me, of course you look like you're flying through the air and dunking on everybody because no one can stop you.
Right, yeah. But John Morant was at a small school, right? Where was he?
He was at Murray State.
Wichita. Oh, Murray. Yeah, one of those. Yeah, and I mean, he translated just fine. So, Joey Work, not an Obi Toppin fan. Joey Work, please tell me your thoughts on Elfrid Payton. What are you laughing about? They got another run? I got to refresh it.
Yeah, I didn't realize the Suns drafted Jalen Smith at 10.
Oh, no, we already talked about it. Yeah, it's 7. Jalen Smith, it's 8? Yeah, my CBS sucks. Jalen Smith is the one that they drafted?
Yeah, I have it pulled up right here.
Yeah, he hasn't got any minutes at all, has he?
I think he gets a couple minutes here and there when guys are out or they're in blowout, but other than that, no. He says Peyton will be gone next year.
No, Joey, the reason I said that because my favorite part of Knicks Twitter is how they all unify to hate him, and Thibodeau still seems to love him.
Well, we figured out why.
Yeah, I found that quote right where he said he likes the switchability, and it actually makes sense because you do not get that with Quickly or Rose. Why is CBS so far behind? Oh, whatever.
Here comes the Grizzlies down 4 now.
Oh. I mean, that's why. So sure. Bookmaker's awesome though. Look, one on the inbox. You have no messages. Maybe it's that. Where? Huh?
Maybe somebody blocked.
You blocked someone on Bookmaker. Look who just jumped in. Y2J, how you doing, buddy?
He took a shot at the Knicks. Said he'd rather watch the New York Liberty.
Hey, I'll send you the tweet. Did you see that tweet where the New York Liberty are all showing up to the game?
What, the Knicks game?
No, to their game. It's like, you know how Russell Westbrook all dresses up?
Oh, they're doing that.
Yeah, so they did that for the Liberty, and most of them are dressed how you'd expect like women college basketball players to dress, right? You know, like the big shorts and just, you know. One girl, I'll send it to you. One girl is just out here flossing, though. What? You liked it too?
No, I know that. I'm just like, what do you mean by flossing?
I meant that she was like going all out on that.
Oh, is that what flossing is?
Isn't that?
Well, we can flossing means like balling out. It's flossing.
Well, I mean, it was an expensive outfit, right? Where did I find that? I swore it was in the chat. Oh, Tyler, did you see the Padres fan that got into a fight?
Yeah, he crushed him, 1-punch knockout.
Yeah, fans are back. Isn't that pretty wild?
Here, I'll sit. There's like a side view of it where it's like the dude's like 3 rows back. I'll send it to you.
What would have to happen in a sporting event where you get that mad where you attack somebody?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, no better. No,
Jake video.
What's up?
The video of the Padres fan knocking the guy out.
Yeah, it was great. You ever get like a random taste of blood in your mouth?
No.
Can't recall.
Yeah, like I just like I don't know if I had like a cut in my mouth or something, but like anytime I taste blood in my mouth, it fucking freaks me out, man. I just had to go check on that shit. But no pulmonary embolism. We're good to go. That's mouth. That's mouth cancer. I mean,
Who said that?
that's why that. Never mind.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about right, though. It's about right.
Did you see it, Tyler?
Yeah.
What's up, Eric Chang? Eric Chang's coming to help us out. Eric, usually we have more plays. This is one of the toughest nights in the NBA so far this year. I can't believe we even got the 2 plays right on the pregame show there, Tyler.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably the worst card all year.
Did you see Greg Russo in the chat when you gave no play?
Yeah.
He was not
like,
happy
no best
with you.
Bet.
He never hangs out in the evening, though, huh?
I don't think so.
I wonder if he just watches at work and then when he gets home, he's Yeah, I'm glad we didn't jump in on the Clippers there, Tyler. Did you see the score now? They're now by 13.
They're pulling away. They're up 13.
Yeah, I mean,
They have
plus
nothing
8.
to play for.
I mean, technically, right? They don't want. Well, are they doing this on purpose? Do you think they want to avoid that 3? Do you think they're really trying to drop to 4?
I mean, Wouldn't that be the easier side?
Oh, it's definitely easier. It's just, well, I don't know about definitely.
I mean, let me pull up the standings. What do we have? 1 game left?
Some teams have 2, some games have 1. Like the Knicks will play tomorrow and Sunday. Anyone who plays tomorrow has 2 games left because the whole league plays on Sunday. Otter said someone named Lewis King scored 20 points and 8 rebounds. I hate NBA and NBA DFS. Who the hell is Lewis King? Well, Otter.
I have no idea who that is, and I couldn't
He's
tell
the
you what
dyslexic
team
ruler
he's on.
of 17th century France. That's all I got for you. I don't know who he is either.
Now I got to search through box scores and see what team he plays for.
If I were to guess, all right, let me try to guess.
Definitely sounds like a Magic guy.
Yeah, was it Magic?
Let me look.
I don't think it's Raptors, is it? Because I went over their roster yesterday.
Nope, not Magic. Oh, what team he played for? Oh, he played for the Kings, Fred.
Oh, well, I completely wrote them off, so now I don't feel bad for not. Actually, how did I not know that? They were joking around when we signed him. That he was perfect for the team. Yeah, he came on a 10-day contract. Do you know where he went to school or anything?
Oh, I have no idea.
Joey's got a great question that's probably more suited for you, Tyler. He's like, any sneaky guys to add in fantasy? I'm in the championship in the NBA, and I have 3 more ad drops to make for tomorrow.
I mean, that's like, I'd have to dig into like rotation to see who's actually playing minutes. That's just tough.
All right, well,
I
let's
got
help him
nothing
out.
on
Let's
that.
help him out because there's not a bunch of good live betting spots. Who would actually be playing? Oh, so the Spurs. Let's look to the Spurs. Did you see their injury report for tomorrow?
I can pull it up.
It's everybody. Well, they're locked into 10.
Yeah, so they're not going to play anybody.
Yeah. So Lyles, DeRozan, and Podol all already out. Gay and Murray are questionable. Who are some of the guys on the Spurs that you could target with all those guys out?
Here, hold on. Let me pull up their latest box score and see who got minutes.
All right. Maybe our guy Devin Vassell, huh?
Yeah, Vassell might not be a bad pickup. Georgie Dang's going to get some run.
That's okay. That's not a bad one. I mean, he'll probably get you 10 and 8.
Yeah, is Patty Mills on that injury report? Because if not, that's the perfect pickup.
He's probably already in the league, though, don't you think?
I mean, if he's not, that's the perfect guy right there.
The league thing back here. On the lines? Yeah. How much you want it for? Because they switched the juice from plus 100 to minus 115. Yeah, they were. They remember I used to always use Bovada. They were like the best ones. Like Bookmaker, like locks their lines out all the time, but at least they accept a bet. It's recent. It's recent.
I've never had this many problems with them. It's driving me nuts. And then last one, they're like, oh, processing. So, I put my house in favorite pet. Not what?
On the under that you gave out earlier.
Aww. Wait, what?
The under 14.5.
Oh, I thought you said the under 9. Which one is he talking about?
Well, we haven't given out this one yet, and it's still pending, so.
This one, never mind. I'm sorry, I'm looking at all kind of. What you?
What I want?
I'm yelling at the
Oh, okay. I didn't do nothing.
garbage ass. What did I do?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't work for. That's why I stopped using it. The live bets just.
Dude, I've never had this many problems. I used to just fucking kill on live.
And now it got hecka slow. It went from the best one to the worst one. I mean, I'll go back to it, but
People are making all the money off it. No,
yeah, Bovada's notoriously cheap.
No, really?
They'll pay you out and they'll just limit you and ban you real fast. Yeah, Fathead's been having the same problems.
I'm just trying to put under. I'm just trying to put the under on the Padres game. For fuck's sake, that's it. Can't do it. They won't let me do it.
Celtics are sitting a bunch of people. Who do you think that we could attack there for Joey, Tyler?
I mean,
looks
maybe like is Javante Green going to play for them, or is he in the G League? So no, he was a bench guy they loved.
Yeah. I mean, Joey, how deep is your league? Like, is Peyton Pritchard still available?
Jabari Parker spread.
Hey, Joey, Jabari Parker, he's right because he's going to give you a ton of empty stats. TJ McConnell. Yeah, that's another good one, Otter. I don't think Pritchard would be bad for tomorrow. Kemba's out, Tristan's out, Smart's out, Robert Williams out. Although I guess you would still get Tatum and Fournier. But they're probable. Tyler, do you think that they'll pull them?
I mean, here's a good possibility. It's just tough to decipher these injury reports. You have no idea what half of these teams are going to do, especially in these situations. Like, they could sit everyone.
I'm trying to think. I've gone over this in my head a bunch of times, but let me go over today's results. Yeah, we cashed with them the first 5. Yeah, no one played today that actually would have affected the Celtics. But yeah, because that game won't be over. I was to say, if the Hornets lose to the Knicks tomorrow, the Celtics don't really need that win.
Aren't the Celtics pretty much locked in?
I think I looked it up. Let me double check it. I spent so much time looking at all these, and then they just get all jumbled because it comes down to the head-to-head. If whether or not they're still alive. So NBA head-to-head, they're like, you just last visited this like last night. No, I think you're right because Boston has the tiebreaker against Charlotte. So
yeah, they can't move.
Yeah. I mean, why would you play Tatum? Especially when you're in the play-in. I could understand like Denver running their guys because they're going to get a week off, right? So it's not like they're not going to be 100% rested for when the playoffs start. But for the play-in guys, and I think the East is Tuesday, and I'm so mad at myself for not remembering it. I should have wrote it down. Boston, I think, would be good to rest. What are you laughing about? Oh, Y2J's a Bulls guy, huh? Yeah, I mean, after they went all in and they didn't make it, that was a big surprise. But I mean, how unlucky were they that that Vukovic or that Levine gets COVID the second they acquire Vukovic? Hey, what time are you live for NASCAR tomorrow, Jay?
You're on mute.
Hold on, let me check the Xfinity.
I remember you had sent it out on the
NASCAR
live show updates, but I couldn't remember. Wasn't it dependent on when Coop was going to show up?
Well, that's the pre-race video for Sunday's
okay.
race.
All right.
Yeah, no. Tomorrow's race is at 1:30. Am I going to be live from 1:30 p.m. until 1:30 a.m.? No. That's going to be a hard.
Good answer.
I'll be live
Like,
at
I'm
7
not doing
o'clock.
that.
Yeah, I'll be live at 7 o'clock for the UFC. And there'll probably be a NASCAR video from me before then for Sunday's race. But yeah, no. The days of me spending 14 hours on camera, that's done with. No.
All right. Well, there is the answer, Jersey. What are you trying to get now?
Now, I might be up by then. If I'm up by then, I'll throw any NASCAR Xfinity live bets that I make in our NASCAR chat. But I know Coop is going to be working on Saturday tomorrow, so he might not be around either for tomorrow's race. But if I'm awake and I'm making bets, I'll throw them in our subscriber Discord, in our NASCAR chat room.
I mean, but that's BS because that's not the number that you bet.
Exactly. That's why I was like, they tried to do it before and it logged out. They're like, oh, processing. No, fuck you guys.
Yeah, this is an error on this end. I mean, they're not just being cheap. I mean, that's just is not even working.
They're just fucking shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna log off. Okay, I don't think they're gonna put it through. And it's only $50, so customer service will fucking give you the money back real quick. Y2J's talking about Billy Donovan in the chat. Tyler, what do you think? I'm not a big Billy Donovan guy. Do you think he gets it done there?
No, I didn't like him in OKC.
I don't really think he did much.
Yeah, he didn't.
What did he really do? Where you're like, that's a good coach.
Yeah,
like
he was supposed to take that next step forward from Scott Brooks, but he never did.
And it's not like he was hurting for talent, right?
No, he had all three. No, I think he only had Russ and KD, but he still had enough.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't like that hire. The other thing is Donovan, was he hired before the new Kurochevich, or how do you say the guy's name? Kurasevich.
I'm not sure.
Anyways, yeah, they have a new European GM with a name I can't pronounce. Did the Bulls? Did he hire him, or is he because if he didn't, he could be out a lot quicker. I know, like with the Kings, they would have got rid of Walton already, but we got crushed in the pandemic, and they're hurting for money.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that Walt might come back, even though everyone knows he sucks. Karnosovis. Thank you, Y2J. Y2J, so you're the fan. Do you know whether or not Karnosovis hired Billy Donovan? Yeah, just don't even worry about it. Do you want to hit it over here on my bookmaker? It's 6.5 now. Do you want it 6.5 or no? Try just hit under 6.5 in the Cardinals Padres game.
Nice.
Well,
I've been I have been looking at I've been looking at DoorDash menus for an hour and 45 minutes.
I mean, it's past 11 o'clock.
And I still haven't ordered. That's a problem, right?
That's a big problem, Jay. Everywhere's closing. You better hurry up.
It definitely feels like a problem.
oh, Y2J Carnivorous. He says he's a countryman of HTP. That's real good. The way HTP's been hitting props, he'll probably be a GM in the next couple years, huh, Tyler?
Yep.
You would too, except for their drug test.
Yeah. I'm probably going to make some more food. I'm still hungry.
I wonder why.
You're about to eat twice, and I haven't
Before you
even ordered.
once. Yeah, because I mean, this NBA board is dead. There's no bets to make.
Oh, Tyler, did you see the tweet I sent you yet?
What, of the WNBA?
Yeah, one of these outfits
Yeah,
is not like the other. And one girl was going for it, huh?
Yeah, like she was going to the club.
I think I'm going to settle on a crispy chicken salad with honey mustard dressing. I think I'm going to settle on that.
What's up?
Yeah.
She's just wearing it from the car to the change into her uniform.
Yeah, Jay, while you order that salad, I'm going to go make me some more food.
Yeah, you know what? I guess I'm going to go on in about half an hour for to talk some UFC 262. So we'll just end the show now. Have not been a ton of live bets, unfortunately. Spread and Tyler hated the card, but I'll be live in about a half an hour to run down the main card of UFC 262. And then obviously we have a whole weekend full of videos that you guys can check out on the Rumpier Bets channel. I'll see you in about a half an hour. Aside from that, we're out.